We fucked up. We fucked it up. Clap, 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 clap,
Shit,
clap.
Discord.
Clap, clap.
Liz, you gotta turn off your notifications. What's wrong with you?
Yep.
Hello.
Oh,
The bot.
hello.
The bot has reacted to us, like as we went live.
There we go. Perfect.
Hooray!
So it was just trying to make sure that its thumbnail was going to be nice.
We're all going to be
Aw,
like
that actually- you know
halfway
what?
through moving.
That's nice.
Yeah, exactly. What in the dickens?
What in blazes?
Oh, yay!
Thank you, Pook.
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 Good.
Pook. Pook.
Good.
Pook.
Good. Good.
Pukajuicy, do you want to put a brief mention in chat just while we're starting about St. Jude's and what's going on
Ooh,
with that?
yeah. Yeah,
Please.
tell us about that.
Why don't you sit and rap with us about St. Jude's? Remember when that was the thing, like in the 90s? That's how people were like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to discuss something. Well, let me sit and rap with you about this. And you're like, you knew that when somebody said that, it was going to be like embarrassing.
Hello, fellow children.
Yeah, I feel like it's like the uncool teacher as well who'd like turn their chair around and like straddle it and be like, come on guys, let's rap about this. You know, look, I know Chaucer is hard to understand, but like, let me break it down. And
You know, you can admit that you start all your tutoring sessions like that. It's
Son
all
of a
right.
God, I feel so seen.
So you got detention.
He gets away from his computer and then gets back in front of the webcam like that. So he turns.
I turn my rolling
computer chair around,
yeah.
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 Do you know
Perfection.
that it costs that much? $500. If I don't miss my guess, it costs that much for a platelet donation.
I didn't know that.
Reception. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Damn.
not to give,
Yeah.
but like
Right,
to
right.
receive
Yeah.
a platelet donation
Damn.
is $500 American.
Well, then it's a great goal.
Mhm.
Ain't it? I think that's fab, Pukajutsu.
Ah,
Well then.
amazing, Pook.
Yeah, Pook. I hope to be able to drop by during my work time.
Wouldn't it be weird if it turned out that like it was my blood platelets that made their way down
Whoa.
to Pook?
Just
Are
throw
you-
their way across America.
Are you saying that part of you is now inside part of Pukajutsu?
Excuse me?
Well, I'm just trying to find out what we're saying here. Is that okay?
I'm glad Krister showed up for that
Yeah.
moment.
You started it. No one started it, Scott. Anyway, yes.
I don't actually think I've ever given platelets. I've given a whole bunch of blood, but I've never just done a platelet donation. Because I think you have to specifically, because you can donate platelets like every 2 weeks. Or is that plasma?
Oh,
I
that's
don't
cool. But you have to. I guess you have to go to a place that can do that.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Ripley. Wait.
Oh yeah, those rocket ships.
Ah, yes. How could I forget? I
Yeah,
remember
you can
donating
tell
once to see one of
Pook
those
to
that
eat a
rocket ship.
chip.
Eat ship.
Yay! Look at that, cats.
We should start,
Command.
like, according to that cat command, can you figure out which cat this is?
So it's either Fluffy, Snooty, or the Living Darkness.
We could train like a heuristic AI to detect cat and like put a little targeting reticle on the screen whenever a cat started going by and which cat it thinks that it is along with its percentage certainty.
That would be John. I don't think anything would make me happier. I'm a generally pretty positive person, as you all know. Triple P.
So Pook, that's tomorrow that you're doing that? Do you know when you're starting? You can say it in Pacific Daylight Time, the weird time zone if you must.
It's actually known as Pukajutsu time,
Yeah.
not Pacific.
Yeah, it's Pikachu.
Pukajutsu.
Yeah.
Daylight
There's
time.
Pikajutsu time and then Evil Squeegee time. Noon.
So 3
Excellent.
p.m. Eastern.
Excellent.
Puka Standard Time, because it's actually a lie. It's daylight time.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. There you go.
You know, we're here.
Yeah.
You know who else is here? She Who Knows 10,000 Things. Aragorn is here. Off in the ether somewhere are Entropy's Disciple and Strength of Borders, supporting us nonetheless, and yet from remote times, if not locations.
No future you.
Hello.
Ooh, you might want to check that crosshair. Just check. Now imagine if there was actually something. Just
Whoa.
blown minds.
Hey.
Obsidian. Thank you.
Thanks, Obsidian.
Thank you. Damn.
More demigod drama.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good.
Sure, no, sure.
Oh, it's happening.
Yay.
Shiro, thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
happening.
Chew.
Kung Fu Fenris, I think, has all the
No,
bits
my-
were like dumped out the
my-
window in like
yeah,
a wild
last-
train heist last week.
Yeah.
When Kung Fu
Just like-
Fenris writes FFS, I always think that he's actually referencing himself saying Fu Fenris.
Oh, Fenris. Oh, excuse me.
Gwen,
Oh my
thank
gracious.
you.
Whoa.
Are you
Not
supposed to stop when you
again.
hit 69 gift subs? I mean, I almost stopped when I had spent 69 XP, and then I didn't. So I guess we're evil. Evil? Equal?
Ooh,
Even?
actually,
Those two words.
how much have I spent? That's a good question.
How did you get that picture to
Kung
show
Fu
up?
Fenris
That's
just
not
earned
fun.
the new 5k bits badge, which means that he actually permanently unlocked an emote.
It's true. Sure, no show, thank you.
I don't-
Thank
I'll,
you,
I'll
everyone.
count it afterwards.
Ooh.
Yay!
It's fun to
Oh,
see some of those usernames.
Damn. Shiro, what is happening?
Ah.
I mean, this is. You haven't even seen the game. I think it's going to be. Sorry. Look, there's a cat yowling for more in the background, so that's really all I got here.
See, I just thought that was part of the hype train sound effects.
Ella, please stop.
She can't stop. She won't stop.
She will not stop. There are no contractions on this hype train. Yay! Oh my god!
Y'all are
Princer,
just gonna
thank
turn this into a
you.
thing.
Oh my gracious
Turn
me.
us into a thing.
Oh my god, I've spent so much
Like a
experience.
newt.
Holy sh-
Hey, let's find
Feel
out
better.
while we're here, while we're figuring
Yeah.
things out.
Yeah.
Let's find out who spent experience. I think you may be
Oh.
surprised. The answer is 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yay!
Yes. If there are folks on this channel that would strongly not want to see a realistic spider emote show up in our channel, we can go about blocking that term so that it won't show up in our channel. Because there doesn't seem to be a way to block that just for yourself.
Like for your own viewing
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, that makes yeah.
Aragorn, the answer is I'm saving up for a charm, and I'm 1 XP short. So it's a boring answer. And yet,
I bought Charisma 5 because, as I kind of jokingly said before, why have combat stats when you can have the face?
The face.
That would be a
the
You already
body.
have the face. Now you just need the voice to back it up.
I also considered buying. Well, anyway, we'll talk about this later. I considered buying performance as like, having not learned, but like having been so affected by what happened last session. But I felt like this made more sense for now. But we'll see beyond that.
And I purchased a charm, Perfect Climbing Attitude. It's an athletics charm that lets me climb sheer surfaces up to 1 range band and possibly leave footholds behind if I choose.
So you just like smash your fist into
Yeah,
the wall
literally.
as you're heading your way up.
Yeah.
I like sheer surfaces as well. It kind of like implies, I don't know what, like the glass buildings.
I mean,
or
it has
like-
to be rock or earth,
That makes
unfortunately.
more sense.
Unfortunately. But yeah.
Oh,
So I
no.
can't use it on, like, when we're out at sea. I can't just use it to scale the mast to the crow's nest, alas. But
Alas,
that's okay.
trees came from the earth.
hey, you could just lift a tree out of the ground and bring it with you on
To pole
the
vault up?
ship. No, bring
Just
a
like in my
mountain with
teeth?
you.
Oh,
Just
wow.
casual. Yeah. So yes, Aragorn, this is my attempt at climbing back into your favor. So you may choose my next charm if you
Wow,
wish to.
damn. You're going to get a weird one.
That's right.
Ella.
And I promise to use it. on pyres. No matter what it is.
Elemental bolt prana. Oh my god, my face.
Yes.
Ah, the ride tree.
Of course.
Classic crafts.
Gale whispered
yeah.
buys ride.
Ooh.
It doesn't. Just think about it. That's like
I
missing
do
a
have
little-
one dot
little
and
something.
ride.
I also have a little dot and ride.
Little dot.
I was gonna say a little ride, and then yeah, that's not what came out.
Me three.
Choo choo. Ella.
No, for people who haven't been here,
Yeah.
for people who might be trying to remember what happened last session, we do in fact still have the intel report available now where your fine exalted newspapers are sold.
Which is like down by the cafeteria, I think. This is the Intel Report, School Secrets Declassified. Matchmaker's Corner by Sapling's Ardor. Our top pick of eligible students who aren't engaged yet. Talk to your matriarch today. If you try your luck with the 5th year who has long blue hair and a pretty face, get ready to have your heart broken by Regara Brevin. He might be a little more famous for all he's gotten up to this year, but Brevin didn't stumble his way into the spotlight. He's a fighter who stops at nothing when he has his heart set on something. His standards for himself are high, and they're just as high for anyone who would try and get close to him. Make sure you measure up, or he'll leave you crying without any water aspect tricks needed.
Heard in the Hallways. Compiled by Intel Report's staff. I swear I saw the librarian leave for the woods and then show up in another hallway just a second later. And then I blinked, and she was gone again.
My God.
Don't tell anyone, but I saw a note getting passed between a few faculty and messengers before it wound up with Synesy and Tell. And as soon as she read it, she turned pale as death. I think she's being blackmailed. What suspicious sayings going about the school this week.
It's a well-informed gossip rag,
Yeah,
if I may say so.
it's far
They're-
from gossip.
Yeah, it's true.
They're all lunars that can turn into flies, so they're all just there. Flies on the wall.
Flies on walls. Yeah,
Yep,
I like it. Good.
Okay. Well then, I will say that we do have an announcement to be made. Should we make that now or at the end of the episode? Might as well make it.
May as well make it now.
Might as well make it now. So, as you may or may not recall, when we starting with our Star Wars campaign, Star Wars Reach, we decided that RPG Clinic was going to shift to a season format. Why are we doing season formats? It's so that we can play a certain set number of games and then we can check in with each other, see what we want to do next, but also so that we can have a very specific point where people can join in, that they can find out what happened in the previous season all in one shot and then be able to join in fresh, caught up, ready for season 2. Because one of the hard parts, of course, for all of these kinds of games is how do you get caught up? It turns out that we're approaching the end of season 1 of ExalTwitch Academy. This is episode 17. We are currently expecting ExalTwitch Academy to run for 21 episodes, which would make 5 episodes, including this one, for the first season. Foot.
Foot.
Now, does this mean that it's the end of us playing Exalted?
No.
No. Okay.
Between seasons, we tend to run some one-shots. We do some things that we wouldn't normally do, just to sort of, relax, get ourselves, cleanse the palate, figure things out. Some of these 3 choose to run a game every once in a while. We have some ideas of what we might be able to do, but more on those at another time. What I can tell you is that at the start of season 2, well, that's a very good question. Because it kind of depends on Exalted Essence. Exalted Essence, being a source book that we are very much looking forward to, may or may not be available at the time of our our next season starting. I shouldn't say our second season because this is technically right, whatever.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to be doing? I can assure you that it will be Exalted. It will either be the second season of ExalTwitch Academy, so continuing the adventures of Aresta, Pyres, and Gale Whispered, or it could possibly be ExalTwitch Academy, but having translated the game to Exalted Essence, or it could be another game of Exalted set in the same continuum as ExalTwitch Academy, but with different PCs.
So those are sort of the three contingencies that we've got going on that is currently dependent on information that might come out tomorrow or might come out in 4 months. So that's why we can't be more specific with you folks. But we wanted to let you know just before it was, next week.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
Yay.
So a lot of this kind of depends on a bunch of things, but rest assured, Exalted is here and it will remain Exalted for at least one more season. We do know that. But Liz should run a Nancy Drew RPG.
Oh,
Bubblegum.
Oh, shit.
Noted.
Thinking of that. Oh, Kate's noting it. Thank God.
Only if I can
Yeah,
play
I'll make
the
a note.
useless best friend.
yes.
Only if Scott has to be 8 cowboys? Cowmen.
Cowman. Of course, I'll be all the other NPCs, all the villainous NPCs. No problemo.
And with fingers and toes and everything crossed, we're hoping that next season will mean that we might all be able to be in the same place again, which would be really nice because we will all have had our first vaccine, and we'll just have to see what the safety measures become thereafter. But yeah, that would be another nice way to transition to a new season.
Speaking of safety measures and transitions,
Oh, very good.
These segues are
you're
becoming
never
we
gonna
amazing.
play with safety cards on this and all of our streams. We have these cards and we make sure that we use these cards in order to try that again, everyone. We have these safety cards in order to make sure that we remain safe and that we can play to our hype without potentially crossing over. But we have 3 separate cards here. You don't have cards, but you will have options. We'll get to those in a bit. The green card, also known as the play card, as long as we're showing this, it means that everything's great. We're enthusiastically consenting to continue play. We may flash this just to make sure that everybody knows that despite what we might look like, everything's great. The yellow card, otherwise known as the pause card, means that as long as this card's being held up, we have to pause because we have something very important to say. It might be to warn somebody about something. It might be to make sure that everybody at the table is aware of something that was previously stated. But the yellow card doesn't necessarily stop the game, just puts it on pause for a moment until the card's put back down. The red card, otherwise known as the stop card, means stop right away. The game has to stop. We may switch to a be right back screen if we flash the red card so that we can discuss internally. You show this card if you're not okay to continue. If you don't feel safe, you don't feel supported, or otherwise feel that you cannot continue playing the game in its current state. The game can only resume once everybody has decided that they feel ready to keep playing. Now, you do not have cards, but you do have options. You can always whisper me, either by whispering RPGClinic, or you can whisper one of our mods. The current mod who is in the chat today is Aragorn. You can always whisper that if there's something that you want to make sure that we know. We can't necessarily accommodate every request, but we still do want to know. And if you also feel that you want to remain anonymous, message Aragorn and she'll pass along any information without identifying you. However, you do have one option, more than any, which you can always take. You can leave chat or leave the stream. We don't want to see you go. However, we do want you to stay safe and keep yourself happy. And if that's what it takes, please do so. Let us know, and we'll see what we can do in the future.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's not doing the thing. So if you click on, I think it might have encountered an error or something. Click the button.
That's a nice cat.
Yeah.
Tail.
Oh,
This is...
Shall we weave a tail for you?
Yeah, it's not reading anything. It updates with chat.
Can I
Shall we
disconnect you?
weave-
So no, it's this app that's not doing the thing.
So what should I do?
So close it.
Okay.
And then relaunch Updeck. Try that again. It
yeah.
crashed.
Oh,
There.
there it is.
We'll launch up deck
Quick.
again.
Whose tail is this?
Keep
Fluffy,
on.
snooty, or dark.
And then you can click the connect. And then hit fix chat.
feel like you're playing like a game of guess that Pokemon, but it's like guess that.
Name
It's not
that
coming as a
Pokemon.
It just goes back to default.
Pikachu.
It's Charizard.
God,
Dang it. Yes, Thelia, you win the prize.
Yay. It was a 1 in 3, and it's not a black cat. It's a 1 in 2.
Yes, it's going to behave now. So you should have access once again. If you can try one more time, Aragorn, we'd appreciate it. But otherwise, I guess we should probably look to get started, unless there's any questions. There we go. Yep.
No questions.
No questions.
All right. Scantron. Do you remember Scantron? Was that a thing for you? See, I didn't actually go to like high school or elementary school with any of these three, but Scantrons, for people who may not know, are multiple choice cards that you have to fill out. Make sure that you're using an HB2 pencil, otherwise it may not work, and fill in the entire square, A, B, C, D, or E. The thing about multiple choice, especially when it comes to your education, is that unless you already know everything, you can always guess. You can throw down and you have a 1 in X chance of getting it right. So occasionally it's worth it to just trust to fate, throw it out there, and hope that you can get an extra couple of points on your final score just by virtue of being correct. However, there are some tests which will penalize you for a wrong answer. As you continue play today, I wonder, is it worth it? Is this one of those tests where if you're not sure what to do anything and it might end up being the right result? Or is this going to be one of those where selecting the wrong thing might be dangerous for you? Who wants to remind us where we just left off?
We all, I believe, well, Gale, I think Gale Whispered had taken point in a tree.
I'm in a tree, yep. I always end up up a
But
tree.
Aresta and Pyres certainly, with Brevin watching from afar. We're in a clearing at the edge of the woods, or in the woods, with 2 Brackens, who, after a flash of light, if I'm not mistaken, have become 1 Bracken. Yeah.
That's not normal.
Is this you speaking in character, or?
I'm gonna say in character.
I'm gonna say both, yeah.
They did.
Awkward. So, I don't imagine it's just the 2 of you here.
Pretty soon you'll have the entire House of Bells down here, I'm sure.
That would also be disappointing. Why?
I feel like attacking a student is grounds for, well, at the very least, a court-martial, if not a dismissal.
I did not attack any students. In fact, if I recall correctly, a student attempted to attack me, and I was guided away by one of your fangmates, actually.
John, may I be a profiling character at this point?
Yes.
Thank you.
I think, enough is enough. Pyres is just gonna, like, stamp his foot on the ground and sort of briefly, like, blaze his anima a little bit more, just kind of channel something into it, and point a finger directly at Bracken and command her, "You will tell me what is going on."
Are you attempting an action, like a social action here?
I feel like I'm threatening her. Yeah, I feel like I'm attempting to threaten her.
What are you
I'm
threatening her
injured.
with? You're pointing a finger at her, which is not...
That's
My anima is blazing. It's made of fire.
That's true.
so. Yeah.
All right, you can attempt your threaten. You're stamping your feet, you're pointing, you're shouting.
Yeah, I think well, Pyres was just taken prisoner. I'll yeah, I don't have my weapons on me. They've been left over by a tree.
You can
I went over.
easily retrieve them. Like there's
Well,
nothing between you and the weapons.
There certainly was not 2 moments ago, so I think he's still quite wary of Bracken's power.
Okay.
You know what, John? I'm not retconning it, but I'm gonna say you will tell me what's going on. You attacked me in the library. I will have no more of your lies. You will speak the truth. I command you. There you go.
I command you. All right. Are you playing
Yes.
off any particular intimacy, or are you going by the strength of your intimidate?
I know that she has intimacies towards like being right and so on, but I don't believe she has any intimacies of that would be useful here, like
None
respect
that you
towards
necessarily
me.
know of. But that's okay, because you're using an intimidate action, and that's kind of
Yeah.
the point of one.
Threaten.
You are using everyone's innate intimacy of please don't hurt me. So,
Yeah, do I have to write that?
I will have you roll. Her resolve is currently at 4.
Okay.
I'm going to call this a charisma presence.
Okay.
You're not exactly socializing your way through this.
-2.
You are still profiling. What about you? While he's figuring out his dice. You're also in a position to pick up the weapon.
Yes, I believe I positioned myself between the Brackens, plural, and the swords so that Pyres had a path to them. So I'm just going to make sure that that's still the case.
And you're pulling the old Bracken set. Not Bracken set. Arresta does
off.
not move.
Yeah.
I move for no one.
Fuck.
Yeah.
5 successes.
5 successes is enough to beat her
honestly
resolve.
shocked. I'm injured as well. Pretty good stuff.
And your command very specifically was?
Tell me the truth.
I did not attack you. I believe you may think I did, but perhaps you're mistaken. There was, after all, someone else here just a moment ago.
Who's the shape changer with your face? What do they want from us?
I don't know. And it's very clear that she is not satisfied with this answer either.
No one is.
All right. So someone that looks and sounds and moves exactly like you shows up. Has this happened before? Have you encountered her before?
Yes. This is not new. It's not exactly old either. It's... Saying that it's complicated would be a lie. Because for all I know, it's very simple. I just haven't figured out the answer yet. You want to roll your profile at this point?
I rolled 6 successes on my profile.
This is your mentor.
Okay.
You know her
Profile.
very specifically as Sinus Bracken. You can tell that this is somebody who is fastidious, somebody who is very knowledgeable about order and rules, yet still has a somewhat of a soft side for people who know how to get around rules without breaking them. Clearly, she has a sense of humor even in the face of, frankly, a pretty terrifying Dragon-Blood who is... I mean, he is pretty badass, like, at this time. And I should point out that the leaves around her are starting to curl. They have moisture in them, so, like, he's not setting the forest ablaze with his anima, fluxing all over the place. But at the same time, he is pretty goddamn impressive right now. She acts very much in the manner in which you have come to expect from her. over the years, which at this point this is the 5th year that you've spent a significant amount of time with her, right?
Yeah. Now, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask if there was, if this seems to be a shift from the two of them from before. Like, does it seem like this was Bracken 2 from before, or is it really just you can't get a sense for either one while there were two, but now that there's
so you got a
just
significant
one.
number of successes. So I will tell you that the other Bracken definitely had a lot of the same physicality, but the mannerisms were different. This one didn't have a sense of humor, not in the same way. This is the sort of the other Bracken was one that was really much more out for themselves. And if there was humor to be found in something, it was at the expense of others, not at the situation.
And that would be the Bracken that brought Pyres into the woods,
That
right?
is correct.
That is the one that I'm going to call fake Bracken, if that's cool with everybody. Fracken.
Fracken.
You
with
are
all
welcome
your
to
permission.
call her Fracken at this time.
Excellent.
I will not confirm if that's the case or not.
So Fracken.
We're going for it.
So
Here we go.
Fracken. Okay, led Pyres, which means that real Bracken, Bracken was the one in the forest.
Bracken was in the forest when you arrived.
Excellent. Gotcha. Thank you. Gale would like to hop down from the tree at this moment.
It's still out of range of like the tiny clearing that you're in, or are you entering?
I'm entering the clearing.
Player 4 has entered the game.
Oh shit.
Now that I know that it's real Bracken, I'm confident.
There's a
walking.
small measure of relief in her features when she sees you.
This is the real one, in case you.
I should point out this is also the one that you encountered when you first entered the library this day.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
No. That makes more sense. Yeah.
It is
We
not,
had a way longer conversation than I would care to admit today
it is-
about.
so
Wow, I was
I'll give you
tinfoil
the
hatting over,
timeline just based on so you're actually the only one aware of this right now.
Yeah.
When you entered the library and you went and you confronted her, and then Brevin busted in and he fucked shit up, that was Bracken. The person who came into the library afterwards and encountered Pyres was Fracken, although you weren't there for that.
Yes.
But you'll eventually link up, because Fracken was the one who took Pyres into the forest, being like, well, Pyres took her into the forest because she was like, take me to Juin.
Mhm.
Headed over to the forest, and that's when you saw her. So, and I will also say though, the physicality, very much the same. So it's possible maybe it's like a shift in personality. It could have been the same person, but like this one's the Bracken you know.
Yeah.
Fracken is a funhouse mirror version of Bracken,
Ooh, twisted. I like it.
complete with like the creepy clown music, right? Like doot doot doot.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Aresta challenged them both to a quick game of rock, paper, scissors. She's like, whichever one actually responds, if they don't both, is the same person that we talked to earlier today.
Right.
They could both be fakes beyond that, but like these two pieces fit.
Are the same. This is the same picture. Exactly.
All right. Ossie and Tell and Flivian all right? They're not here with you.
They're dealing with the fire that the other one set.
Well, kind of.
The fire.
That reflection of you. We had an altercation in the library. She did something with her voice that rocked the very foundations of the school and started to pull it down.
What do you mean?
I mean what I say, Gale whispered. She used her voice.
What do you mean?
She used her voice, and the walls started to come down. I
Okay.
obviously tried to escape and Well, and then I just kind of gesture at myself here.
Her voice was that powerful.
Yeah. I know.
Do I know of any dragon-blooded charms that could... any abilities that terrestrials might have access to?
Kind of.
Funnily enough, the person who would be most likely to know this would be a martial artist.
Oh.
I turn to Aresta.
So, intelligence martial arts, please.
Sure, I can do that.
Because I think we would both know there are like voice projecting charms in the war tree. Like you can make yourself loud over
2
the beginning of battle.
successes.
2 successes?
Yeah.
Okay. You do know of something known as Nightingale style. Nightingale style very specifically involves the use of breath control and circular breathing to damage. Nightingale style attacks are unarmed, and each strike is accompanied by a shout. But for essence users, the attacks are often done only with the voice.
And is this something that's taught to standard members of the realm?
It is not taught here,
Okay.
not at the House of Bells. It is a known martial art.
Okay, so it's not like super secret. It's only rumored to be for the anathema.
No, it's
Okay.
it's a martial art. So in
Okay.
3rd edition, most martial arts
Yeah.
are available to everyone. It
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to be that like you had
Yeah.
to be a sidereal to know these
Yeah.
these
Right.
martial arts. Not in 3rd. So although some are more likely to know them than others, but this is known in creation as a martial arts style.
Okay.
It's known as Nightingale style. So you'll see that some people in the chat are referring to it as silver-voiced Nightingale style. In most dojos, it's known as Nightingale style.
Okay.
The silver-voiced is not. Also, Kung Fu Fenris, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's weird.
So strange.
And mass amnesia.
God!
Could be related to Nightingale style. It's a voice-based martial art.
It's entirely possible. Sinus Bracken, this makes this person very dangerous, and if you say that this isn't new, then you might know more about them than we do. Look, I can't guarantee that we can protect you from whatever that thing is, and I don't even know if I necessarily want to try, but I think if there's a threat to the House of Bells, then if there are threats to the House of Bells, then that is one of them. We need to know what we can. What can you tell us?
I do have books on the subject of various martial arts, but
Did.
if you're telling me that the library is destroyed, that's more
telling you-
serious.
There may have...
You must understand. The library is the repository of knowledge here at the House of Bells. It contains more than simple textbooks and romance novels.
I don't have anything against learning or books. I didn't do it on purpose. I was fighting for my life. At least I thought I was in that moment.
Pyres, no one's blaming you.
I look at Sinus Bracken.
You were fighting for your life against someone... against me.
Who is she?
This is the 3rd time that you've asked me. My answer hasn't changed. I don't know.
You said this has happened before, or this isn't new. So what about the other times?
I can tell you the first time that I saw her. That's as best as I can manage.
What do you mean that's the best that you can manage?
Because that's the only time that I've seen her, and I have no other information.
But you know that there were other times.
I saw her once before.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only time I've seen her, and I have no other information. I assure you, I'm telling you the truth.
That's a really terrible thing to say ever.
There's a flicker of annoyance across her face at that.
We're suspicious, obviously, because there are now two of you. Asserting that you're telling the truth isn't going to help anything. What's your information?
10 years ago, I was playing the reflective game, actually. I was playing Gateway with Tepet Nuven. This was immediately after Juin was brought on board here. Back then, Nuven was a much kinder, much more active person, and she would regularly visit me for games. I was teaching her the reflective game. It is my favorite variation of Gateway, and yet there was a moment where she suggested that we make a friendly wager. I agreed, and as we were playing, I noticed that there was a moment where I was in danger of losing, and yet had I elected to cheat, a relatively trivial task, I could guarantee myself the victory.
And did you? You can't.
You're correct.
She
There-
did.
There is no way for me to cheat, so I did not. But I saw her leave the building.
What do you mean?
It felt like an out-of-body experience. I turned away from the board for a second. Nuven was getting wine or something. And I saw myself get up and leave. As if I had won.
What happened in the library that caused me to question everything that I know about this reality, about creation? I saw something, I think it sounds similar. There was a flicker of what I would describe as a cheat. But I knew that you couldn't do that. I called her on it, what was going on. And what she told me was that I shouldn't have been able to see it.
So you were engaged in a game.
Yeah. She really wanted me to take her to... And I glance around again. It's just us in the clearing, right? There's nobody else around?
Brevin's still watching you from a distance, although
Pyres
Do I know
doesn't
that?
necessarily.
Pyres doesn't know that, and neither does Bracken, for that matter.
Yeah, no, it's good. She asked me to take her here to the last place that I saw the quartermaster. And in exchange, I told her that we should play for it. In exchange, if I won, she would tell me more about her true nature. Your true nature, I guess.
We could be compromised standing out here.
Right.
We
I
have
feel a bit
someone keeping.
compromised, I'll be quite honest with you.
We have someone keeping guard, but we should get back and check the status of the library.
Yes.
If it's believed
Brevin.
that I'm the one who destroyed the library, my return will only cause everyone to believe that I am responsible.
Your disappearance will do even worse. If this has happened and you're willing to stand forward and say what you saw 10 years ago and say what we all saw, then you have a chance to solve this. If you disappear, then you're running from responsibility.
They will blame this on Juin. speak of an anathema? Someone who can change shape, mislead others, and destroy?
If the shoe fits. Right?
I don't know who the other is. But it's not Joanne.
I know that.
They were trying to get to her.
You know that.
It was somebody who had no trouble saying the words anathema and wretched.
Oh. And we think that the quartermaster would have trouble?
The quartermaster specifically asked us not to call her that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess that's true.
I'm gonna try to gesture Pyres towards his swords.
Yep.
And then turn towards leaving the forest.
Whoa! I'll go pick them up. Unless Bracken has anything to say about it.
Bracken's not the one who took the swords from you.
That is correct.
That was Fracken.
Yeah.
Bracken!
Hey.
Frackin'.
Bracken's a frackin'
If
asshole.
there's one thing we hate in this world, it's fracking. Uh-huh. Sorry, okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna start heading out of the forest and back towards the school.
So you know that Brevin is laying in wait for your signal.
Yep.
Are you trying to alert him or warn him? Or are you
I
just
guess
gonna leave him in
I'll
the
go
forest?
by the path to where I last saw him. Back
Okay.
towards where I last saw him. But I also assume he's been listening.
Oh yeah, he's within listening distance for sure. But you also commanded him to remain out of sight unless asked to pop up.
And I would say something like, "You can come out now," or "Coast is clear," or some clever standard statement.
Rustles himself back up to standing. The reflective game. I make a move and then immediately my opponents control the pieces. I hate it when my metaphors come back to bite me. It's not fair.
Is that some sort of power you have? Like you can craft a story and it will come to life?
No, that's not how it works.
Forgive me.
While I do remain somewhat indebted to you at this point in time, I will remind you that your sharp tongue will not win you any favors from your commanding officers.
I know where you're coming from. And I understand what you're saying. I'm getting pretty close to my breaking point with all of this. My understanding is that the House of Bells is being eaten alive from the inside.
Yes. Unfortunate. It destroys a lot of what I was trying to create.
A place for students to learn the art of war?
Yes.
Never really told us.
And I believe that's what Juin was attempting as well. We should return.
I'd like to take a quick sec before heading back and check the clearing to see if I can distinguish any tracks. To see if I can detect, I mean, this might be difficult, but if a shape-shifting transformation of some kind went on, maybe the tracks would become a different shape.
Well, it is pretty dark.
Yeah.
You're welcome to try.
I'll try. Why
Sure.
not?
Yay.
Go ahead. The difficulty is going to be 5.
Hey. I'm going to spend a willpower. Why
Brevin,
not?
now walking in step with you, as if he's doesn't even want to look at Bracken at this time. What's next?
First priority is the library and the school. Then we'll see if we can't use our lead.
you think they're going to shut the school down over this?
There's no point in speculating. It'll either happen or it won't.
Reality seems to mean something to you.
Everything's been turned upside down, and maybe this and maybe that, and I'm done with it. We have a difficult enough current reality. We don't need to complicate it by guessing at what's next.
Okay. He sets his jaw, his magnificent chiseled jaw.
I failed.
Did you fail or did you roll any successes at all?
I did not botch.
Okay. So then, nope.
Only 3 successes. So no.
So with 3 successes, you can tell that somebody, that there were 2 sets of tracks. So it's not like one of them was an illusionary, but you lose the trail pretty quickly. But that's not indicative of that person kind of like fading away. It's just indicative either they know how to cover their tracks or it's real dark out here and you're tired.
Fair.
Or you're just not good enough.
It's possible. Oh, Gale, I see.
I make note of where this is so I can come back in the harsh light of day
So harsh.
to be murdered in the forest again.
Yay.
By the time that you get back, the library is a loss.
Oh,
It seems
no.
that they've managed to contain the fires, but the building's structural integrity is no longer what it once was. And you can see that there's a couple of faculty who are trying their best to repair the building faster than it can fall. But this once grand library almost completely shattered. Now, books are hardy things. There may be some books that can be salvaged from this, but it's rough. Bracken looks devastated, as if you slammed her in the gut and all the air has just spilled out of her body. Standing punch drunk.
I guess I thought that we'd come back and someone would have figured out a way to save everything. We're at the House of Bells, I thought.
Disaster can strike anywhere, as can one's enemies. We have to always be vigilant. You never know when the next attack is going to come and what it's going to target. I guess this time someone felt that our history was what needed to be erased.
Not history. There are very few books in the library that were unique. My notes, my writings, my games, and any recent logbooks would be the only permanently lost items.
Are you motivated to find this person and have them face justice?
Now that I have more belief that this person is real, so much gone. A small cheer erupts from the student body, and you see Garavel walk out from inside the structure. He's got soot and he's got dust all over him. His tunic has been torn and shrugged off one of his shoulders, and he's holding a hammer in his hands. But as he comes out, it'll stand. Saved the library as best we can.
I lean over to Bracken again. Did you say the logbooks would have been a loss?
For the comings and goings of the ships at the port.
Oh, I see.
Is that all?
Many documents are kept in the administrative buildings, but I'm the only one who takes a great interest into the comings and goings of the port.
Why? I didn't
Because-
know you to be interested in that before.
Where do you think new knowledge arrives? People
Did you
tend-
follow the journey of the heightened sense?
Yes.
Were you surprised by what happened to it?
If you start making trouble, you shouldn't be surprised when trouble comes to you. Come along. Let's see what we can do. And Bracken starts walking, like, very steadfast. You see that her shoulders are back, head held high. She's looking like she's trying to just move forward as if she belongs there. And perhaps she does.
Yeah, I guess I do want to follow, and I want to scan the crowd to see if there's any sign of Flivian or Santel.
Okay. You see that Flivian and Siantel are close to the window where the Siantel initially,
Yeah.
helped Bracken out. They seem to be doing their best to try and repair that side of the wall to shore it up and eliminate evidence that they were there earlier in the first place.
Nice.
Let me fix this up.
Oh no!
my God.
Oh, the whole window.
It's just
Various faculty immediately start approaching Bracken and start asking questions. She does her best to just say, like, in a second, in a second, in a second. She goes towards it, passes by Garavel, puts a hand on his shoulder, and then moves by, and Garavel nods once as if acknowledging this. And now she's inside the library, so you can't see her.
Yeah, I would definitely probably hang back at that point.
I'm gonna zip over with Aresta to, or I'm gonna go to Siantel and Flivian
me too.
and
Yeah.
assist with the wall if they need assistance.
Quick Rat is also there.
Quick rat.
He's watching, not helping. Hey, what's going on?
You tell us. You're here at the center of attention, center of excitement.
Crazy as shit. I saw the inside of the library. This isn't like a fire or anything. Somebody went in here and tried to mess it up. I'm talking like books on the ground everywhere, shelves knocked over,
Whoa.
glass shattered, but glass shattered on the inside. Like, you'd have to attack it from the outside for the glass to go in.
What do you think? Some sort of fight or like?
I heard screaming, like
Whoa.
really melodic screaming. It's weird. That's why I tried to come out here. But by the time I got here, all I saw was fire. I was the one who ran off and tried to get everybody else to get help.
Sing screaming.
You're a hero. You saved the structure. You should be very proud of yourself.
Nah, heroes are the kind of people who, do things that are immortalized in song. He yelled about a building. Doesn't really get you the honeys, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
Siantel blushes and starts like working a little bit harder at the wall.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Do you have any idea what's going on here?
So an external attack, knocking the windows inward, Then destroying the library. What could have been in the library that was so important?
Look, I don't know. I do know that previously Bracken shouted for everybody to get out of the library because you were in there. But that was a while ago.
Yeah, we had left by the time this all happened.
Yeah.
This wasn't you. I'm just kidding. Of course it wasn't you. Why the hell would you do that? I mean, you work here and you like books as much as anybody, and if you pissed off either of these two, they'd kill you.
We would.
That is true. Yeah.
Are you
I like
wearing a
myself
shirt,
not dead.
Pyres, by the way?
Pardon me?
Are you wearing a shirt?
I mean, honestly, probably not. Let's be real. Hang on. Actually, did we discuss that last time? I had my hands wrapped in a blanket as like a sort of pseudo handcuff.
Well, you were cleaning up in the library, and then you didn't leave. So did you take your shirt off before cleaning?
Did I take my shirt off maybe during a game of Gateway? I'm gonna say I'm be-shirted, but I am probably pretty fucked up, right? I got like a rock dropped on me and stuff.
You get the impression that Quickrat is looking you over.
I give
You
him
don't
a
look so
winning
good.
smile.
What happened to you?
What do you mean?
Like I said, you don't look so good.
Got into a fight. Would you believe?
Wouldn't happen to be a fight inside the library, would it?
It would not happen to be a fight inside the library, and certainly not one of this kind of magnitude.
I want to lean close to Quickrat's ear, which probably, like, with my height and him being a younger school year, probably is, like, quite a lean. Whisper in his ear, a little lover's quarrel. And then stand up and wink at him before returning.
So which one was it? Single edge? Was it Leanne? Did Leanne finally, like, admit things to you and you shot her down so you decided to kick your ass?
Leanne.
Leanne.
Duh. I mean, I didn't know that Leanne actually felt that way for you, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I find people think they feel a certain way about me, but they might not. That might not be quite true.
You hear Brevin go, Pyres!
Pyres immediately is like, yeah.
I want to give, like, a nod to Quickrat.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't over. You can't just run to the library while there's this going on without finishing this. You and me, tomorrow. Where?
I'm gonna name near the site of the old glade. There's like I don't know if you need me to roll to establish this, John. Flagpole, 3 p.m. I don't know if you need me to roll to establish this. There's like obviously there would be a few kind of like not obstacle courses, but training sets,
Sure.
right? So I'm gonna call it the wall.
You don't
It's
need
like
to
a-
roll to establish this because it's not giving you a tactical advantage or anything like that. So, sure, that's fine.
If
Over
I
the
know
wall?
it.
Fine. I'll send you back to Garavel. Running away just because you hear the library go up in flames doesn't mean that you get to get out of this.
I'm not a coward, Brevin.
Really?
Just
Tell that to
yeah.
your bruises. All on your back. And he turns and he starts walking away.
I'm sorry, are you implying that you were hitting someone whose back was turned?
If they're running away from me after starting a fight, I do what I have to.
I thought you had more honor than that.
I thought he did.
This is my fight, Commander.
I'm wandering away from this.
Books.
Fuck this. It's funny.
It'll be my problem if you're out.
So he turns and Brevin just walks away. Why are you picking fights with Brevin? Wait, you said this was a lover's quarrel. Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
really?
I kind of want to like just shuffle up to Quickrad here. How good are you at keeping secrets?
I'm a closed vault.
Okay, Quickrad. I trust you. So don't go spreading this around, okay?
Not a word. Hmm? And he turns around and he walks away.
Sorry, Commander.
Nope, it's good.
I mean, that's something anyway.
Why did he take the blame?
Take what? Sorry.
He's not the one who hurt you.
He's been around for enough of what's been going on. He's putting things together.
Yeah, did he offer to help you guys or something?
He did. Yep. It's hard to know how much he knows, but we might have to have a frank discussion with him.
That's gonna go great.
It's going to go terribly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's gonna go terribly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could make this lover's quarrel go really well so that he feels more kindly towards us.
I don't think that's how it works, but I will try. I will try.
And don't get killed in the woods.
Thank you.
Bracken leans out a broken window just above you. The wool's fine. So is this. And she hands out the window your book, Aresta.
There are definitely little tears in the corners of her eyes as she quietly like stuffs it somewhere and like
It looks pristine.
yeah.
Pristine, eh?
Well, it is possible.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it's not. Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of work that's going to be needed here. I'll need volunteers at some point, but not tonight.
We have
I'll be in tomorrow.
Yeah, I can help.
You are going to need to see Garavel again.
Again.
Now that he's finished healing my library, perhaps he can finish healing you.
A man gives so much.
it's good. I wanted to have a chat with him.
Commander,
Yes.
make sure all the pages are there. And then she turns and heads back into the library.
Just gonna like carefully like sort of slightly curve the pages so that she can quickly ruffle through them to see if there seems
There's
to be
an extra sheet of paper that's been slipped inside the book.
Nice.
close it, put it away.
Bless
All
your
good.
soul. Bless your soul.
Yes, I'm going to kill Brevin.
What?
Sorry?
But
I have to. If he's bullying you, how do we explain that I'm not going to go after him with a machete?
oh no, he didn't. He was covering. He was.
No, I know. I have a reputation to maintain.
But there's
Yes,
a-
but you can't. Oh,
it's not bullying when it's a fight that Pyre's agreed to. Then it's a battle of honor, mano a mano. As
Frankly, it was probably a fight that Pyres initiated, honestly.
Well, then you're the bully. In
No,
your weakened state, I'm sure that I could take you.
that is definitely true. I don't
Come on.
know. What?
If you're going to have to go to Garavel, we're going to have to make sure that you've eaten first.
Yes,
Do we?
definitely need to make sure that Pyrus is eaten first.
But wouldn't Garavel have food down in the
Not
infirmary?
for all of us.
I don't see why not.
It's good that he's cute.
I think that the situation is as well underhand as it could be with or without us.
Yeah.
We don't want to get too much of a reputation by always being around when things go bad.
No.
Although, didn't we have that meeting with
Food, infirmary, special evening class. Assuming
Okay.
it's still on based on tonight's events and certain letter deliveries.
certain letter deliveries?
Kind of like smack him in
Ow.
the chest.
Ah! It's like quite
Yeah, I
injured.
got a letter from home. My dad was making sure that I hadn't damaged any of his books, so I was pretty sure I was going to be dead.
It's good that you didn't. Yeah, let's go. So cafetorium, infirmatorium, see
Pucatorium.
Garavel. But yeah, food, Garavel,
Vomitorium, that's the one.
and then we'll see, I guess.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So on our way, I'm gonna quietly slip open the book and take a peek at the page.
The
not gonna go
page, quite literally,
Yep.
has one single gateway move notation written on it. Flag to Vanguard 4.
Gail, I'm gonna. There's something that came up last time we were talking about Gateway that's been sticking in my mind that I'll have to ask you about later.
Yes, of course. Gladly.
How play? What do?
How win?
I'll prepare my PowerPoint presentation.
Yay!
Peace move?
Oh, peace move.
Poke? I assume that it's poke, not poke.
Poke. Good news.
I realize that we're like we're on our way. I think we're still on our way to the calf.
Yeah.
Um,
The cat.
and we have a lot of things to do before our evening class. There's also some important discussions that we need to do that involve you, Siantel.
Guile! Guile whispered!
Sure. And
Seven
let's see,
fingers.
7 fingers.
Seven fingers is moving close to you. It's gonna have to be tomorrow.
What? No. Secretly, yes.
Well, what's going on?
The library's burned down.
Yes,
But other
but
things.
the loss of knowledge should encourage the pursuit of knowledge.
We'll need it elsewhere. You'll wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, Russ is gonna put her shoulder, lay hand on Gail's shoulder. We need to respect his time. He is taking his time to offer us this extra education.
Yes, Commander.
In the morning. Right after calisthenics.
It could be even earlier. It could be during calisthenics. If
Not missing calisthenics.
I'm on my period.
Well, then use your air power to like float instead of run. Ugh.
Why didn't I think of that? I've been here for 5 years.
If only. If only.
Amazing.
Then I'll make sure to throw you off the end of the hull. We'll troll sharks with you.
Spoosh.
Please don't do that.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm joke. It's a joke.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Professor. Okay. Well, that was good because now we have more time. So we'll pick up some food and then we need to find a place quiet to talk because there's something very important that we need to catch you up on.
Oh, okay.
I suggest the bell tower. And then there's also the infirmary. And then there is also your duel and our lesson tomorrow morning. That's all tomorrow.
Yeah, don't worry about that. One day at a time. One day at a time.
I thought we were getting food.
Yes.
Are we not getting food?
We're headed to food. Then it's just a question of order of operations between Garavel and...
You cannot wait here. I'll bring food to the meeting place.
How much will you be bringing?
Enough.
Okay. Just checking.
Cresta, actually, I would need help.
People just can't get enough of this. And then she goes off.
Yeah. So is that Gale, Siontel, and Pyres?
Correct.
Yep.
The best trio. No, not at all. All right, off we go.
Pyres, you're the third wheel.
I was gonna say I like to ride my tricycle. Let's
What?
go.
No.
Flavienne still knows how to somehow liberate a barrel of ale.
God,
She
oh,
just
so much.
takes a large sheet and starts dumping foodstuffs, all exquisitely wrapped, all like way better than should be carried in a big sheet, but she does it anyway. What can I do? Just to make sure that everybody is okay.
Food's important.
Of course it's important. But what else?
I'm worried about the same thing. We have a puzzle on our hands. We're in school to be taught the answers to questions, and all the answers we've been taught don't solve what's going on.
It's difficult to answer questions if we are constantly trying to heal our own bodies and our own minds.
Yeah.
Laughter.
Best medicine.
I don't think it's a medicine so much as it's going to be a lubricant.
Sorry.
So like social? Oh, sorry, not there.
Along with this, and she like hoists the keg.
We need to relax. We need to remember that there is joy out there, and with that we can solve these things that are impediments to joy.
Like being hungry and having your head clonked.
Did Pyres have his head clonked?
Looked like it.
That boy needs to start learning to dodge.
Sorry.
I think, his sister greatly celebrated, done great things, and I wonder if he's fated for the same, being in the thick of things.
Perhaps. I don't like to put a lot of stock into fate.
No.
I'd rather put my stock in my heart.
It's a good thing to put stock in.
I'm getting very hungry. We need to go.
Yep.
Very hungry.
I'm going to assume once everybody has assembled in the bell tower, I'm going to assume that you fill Siontel and Flavienne in on what you learned in the forest, unless one of you says that you do not wish to.
No, I would like them to know.
Yep.
All right. So, with that in mind, you don't have to worry about that. Now, food is distributed, ale is distributed.
I passed the page to Gale Whispered with the gateway notation on it.
Ooh, I examine it.
It's a move, flag to Vanguard 4.
Would it have any significance to me, or it's pretty standard stuff?
In fact, this is a very standard move. This would be the equivalent of like pawn to e4, right? Like it's a very simple move. Probably one of the first moves you'd make in a game. But there's something else behind it. Roll me your intelligence linguistics.
Yes.
Difficulty 2.
Get in there. And hold all this dice.
That is 2. Jesus, for such a good pool. That was pretty sad.
So there is no hidden message here. There's no hidden ink. There's no secret code that's been written into this. The only thing that you have is a note from Bracken that no one else has seen. She's given you a code word to identify her. You know, so if you're ever one of those like standing on the rooftop and you have to shoot one of them, but you're not sure which one.
I mean, you say it like it's a joke, but I would be willing to guarantee we're going to be in that situation
Yeah.
in the next couple of episodes. No, is it just me? Huh?
You are in the clock or the bell tower.
Thank you. I turn to Ciantel. Would you like to tell him, or would you like one of us to?
Tell me what?
Tell him what? I'm genuinely confused. I don't know what
The
you're
letter,
talking
I
Uh,
about.
assume?
assume.
About the SLC stuff.
Oh, you go ahead. It's gonna sound better coming from you anyway.
Oh, that's true.
House of SLC has given Ciantel orders to destabilize the House of Bells by making it known that it is overrun with anathema.
Oh,
Her orders were given to her either by Commandant Newvin, by Seven Fingers, or there was a third assistant in the room. It was one of those 3 who issued the orders.
and there's no possibility that they were issued by someone else and passed along the chain of command.
It
or
is
something.
incredibly possible it was.
I see. Okay. Well, that's what we're operating with right now.
This is what we're operating with.
Congrats. It feels like you've already accomplished your mission. Didn't have to do anything.
Yep.
So that's good. Pyres buries his head in his hands.
Ciantel, a few days ago, you asked me to interrogate you.
Yeah, it seems like there's a whole lot of people not necessarily telling you the truth going around.
I think it's time for an interrogation.
It's a lovely way of putting it. Do you always treat your interrogations with this much bread?
I like pour some more wine for everyone.
Pour some more bread.
Yeah.
Dip
Well,
the bread in wine.
you're not our enemy, Ciantel. I know that, House of Celsi is an enemy to the realm, but that doesn't make you our enemy.
Excelsi
Right?
is an enemy to the realm. It doesn't exist.
So you're just getting whispered orders in the night, then, I guess. Strange suggestions of things to do.
Pyres, we are currently dealing with a huge crisis. I need you to know that I'm trying to tell you the best truth that I can. Okay? So when I tell you that Excelsi isn't an enemy of the realm, you have to believe me.
I believe you, and I would like to know why you think that.
when I was very young, my mother took me into a room. A room full of masks. And I was told for the first time about the vendetta. And I was told that one day I would be doing the same thing. Putting my own story in this room, another mask, and sharing with my own daughter what she needed to know. Excelsi tried to take down the Scarlet Empress. That much is known, even though these days it's talked of less and less and less. The house essentially tore itself apart as a result. And what we didn't do to ourselves, all the other great houses did to us. Except that's not quite what happened. If I keep going, if I tell you this, you could be in serious danger.
Okay, there's something I need to make clear right now because there has been a lot of this happening recently, this idea of keeping information from us to protect us. I can't strategize when I can only see half the board.
Excelsi was never destroyed. The Scarlet Empress did what she could in order to hide its continued existence.
Why would she cover it up? Why wouldn't she just, finish the job? And then Pyres regrets saying that?
Oh!
I mean, sorry. What? That was her goal, wasn't it? Maybe it wasn't.
Scarlet Empress was always very good at making sure that all the houses were played off against each other, right? They're all basically descendants of her, either former lovers or children. Excelsi was the house that she had in her pocket. The one that nobody knew existed. The one that could always be brought out if it needed to be. And we still remember.
So that's what the vendetta is?
We know, as part of Excelsi, that we must infiltrate every other house. The realm as a whole. We're not many. But we have our orders and we have our targets, and we wait until targets need to be taken out. We wait until the house needs us. Because every house contributed to our downfall. We don't act on the orders of the Scarlet Empress. That's what a lot of people think. We just exist because she knows that it's useful for the other houses to remain under threat. But I should tell you that this is what they told me. I was 6. Shortly thereafter, I was put on a ship, taken off, and I became Sinisi on Tellenstead.
Destined to one day I just want to make clear Pyres is trying to be really careful to stay level here for now. Destined to one day infiltrate House Sinus and then perhaps the House of Bells. That was always intended for you, was it?
I wish I could tell you that I knew. They don't explain orders to 6-year-olds. I was told to be the best Sinis that I could be, and to wait, that if I was given orders, I was to follow them, that the vendetta must continue.
So this vendetta, this is seeking revenge on all great houses. There isn't one in particular that's more targeted than the others.
All of them. Cathak, Ladal, all of them.
How are Excelsi trained? Are they trained in any way that is special or unique? Would they have access to any skills or abilities or sorcery that we would not?
I imagine that there's probably knowledge that they have, which they're guarding very quietly, but my education was with House Sinis. I learned what Sinis learned. I learned what the House of Bells would teach me.
And that's the case with most members of House Excelsi, is they are placed into other houses at a young enough age that they're not given specialized training.
It would be too suspicious for them to just recall us, to train us in forbidden arts all the time.
Mm-hmm. What about other defectors? Has anyone tried to not follow Excelsi orders in the past? And how are they dealt with?
If it's happened, I haven't heard of it. Probably because if it's happened, it's been found out and destroyed.
So it's not the intention of the house to make an example of these people?
I have no idea. I don't imagine that the house really wants to gain a reputation as vulnerable in that way. If that makes sense.
It does. Do you know of anybody in your house who might take your side if you choose not to follow the orders? Is there anyone who will stand up for you, or will they all choose the house over you? No questions asked.
I remember the last thing that my mother told me in that room. Whether for honor or gain or desire or love, the vendetta must come first. Sometimes our targets are the ones who we love the most. And the risk is always there that live with somebody for a few decades and you start realizing that maybe the vendetta of a house that shouldn't be isn't as important as the love of the person who you're with. It seems like the instant that I was tested, I started to turn away from the house. I don't know whether that makes me a bad Excelsi or whether that makes Excelsi that vulnerable.
There is an idea in my head that's starting to take shape, and I need you to tell me right now if it's insane. And then I need you to tell me if it's possible.
Flavian swallows the wrong way and starts to cough, and then apologizes and gets more ale. Way to shadow the mood, Flavian. That really helps.
So we know that the Commandant is either a member of House Excelsi or she's been compromised by House Excelsi.
How do we know that?
Yeah, what?
Is it normal practice to bring people into a room and show them a slip of paper and not look at it yourself?
I said that I was handed the piece of paper. I don't know who it came from. It came from either one of the three people that was in that room, as far as I know.
So then they're following some orders that come from Excelsi to show you the paper without...
Somebody is telling her not to ask questions. The same thing happened with the anathema. Somebody is telling her not to dig too deep. My point of all of this is, she is a member of House Tepet, and they have the most to lose right now if the House of Bells falls.
That is tactically, actually, that's pretty true. It would be a huge humiliation for one of the last remaining, like, high-placed princes that Tepet still has. There, at the very least, you know, we've got the Commandant of the House of Bells.
Yep.
So, yes.
Yes, because they're either humiliated or they're directly involved in a treasonous plot against the House of Bells.
Yes.
So, I suggest somehow that we make this plot known to them.
You wish to betray the vendetta.
I am not betraying anybody. I made no oath.
Sorry.
And
Kate,
I won't ask. Sorry.
Sorry, Kate just needs to catch up. Who would you be proposing to say this to?
Find someone of House Tepet,
Okay.
not the
Cool.
Commandant.
Okay.
This needs to be fleshed out, and I am not suggesting that we shout it from the hilltops. But I am saying that we're about to go away on naval training. We're about to be removed from the Commandant's sight. I think she wants to get us out of the way because we know some of the truth of what's been actually going on. We can take advantage of this, and we can find another member of House Tepet.
Wouldn't that just be risking Tepet digging themselves further into a ditch?
Absolutely, it's a risk. But it's a risk that that house will have to take, not us.
Or wouldn't they see it as a trap trying to pull them down?
Sure, but they're desperate.
So is the Celsi. And if it seems like somebody is starting to spill information about the vendetta, I don't know what they'll do to protect it.
I'm going to think very hard about ways to keep you safe.
I'm not talking about me. If this goes badly enough, they may decide to kill everybody in the House of Bells all at once just to keep this quiet. I have no idea whether they'd be capable of such an act. But there's a reason the vendetta isn't known.
Well, they don't want us to know how many troops they have.
Why? I mean, it doesn't sound like they have troops.
I'm sleeper agents.
Yeah, sure. And we're still going to stand by the fact that they're not enemies of the realm. We're still going to stand with this, right?
They're enemies of the great houses, not the realm.
There is more to creation than the realm, but without the Scarlet Empress, what is the realm? Other than the houses that make it up, that prop up the weak center.
They're not out to destroy the realm. They're out to hurt those who hurt them.
It's self-descriptive. It's a vendetta.
The realm didn't destroy House of Celsi. The great houses tore it apart.
If you kick the base of a bunch of twigs, the whole thing falls down. You can't expect to go back to the way things were. Not you. I know it's not you, Siontel. I'm sorry. I'm just...
Sure looks like a whole bunch of library books got hurt, some shelves got busted up, and some windows got shattered, but the library is still standing, isn't it?
Good point.
I thought so.
Okay. Something new happened after this news was delivered, which is the destruction of the library. Which currently, there's no official statement. And I think we need to watch and see what the official statement becomes. Because it could be, as was said when we all sat down here, nothing left to worry about, job's done. You can complete this step of your mission without any further worry. Word gets out, House of Bell is compromised.
That's how you destroy the realm, by the way. Take out the House of Bells. It's like a very, very small pebble creating a lot of ripples in a big pond.
Siontel, if you were to carry out your orders, if you were to go along with them, what would you do?
Whew, I hadn't even thought that far ahead. The idea of carrying out those orders now makes me sick to my stomach.
Then think of it as a thought exercise.
Very well. I'd use Pyres.
How would you use Pyres?
I'd make
that's
him a
great.
hero. Everyone's already expecting it of him, right? The idea that Pyres could suddenly be a hero just like his sister was supposed to be. That he managed to take on an anathema at the House of Bells and defeat it. I wouldn't choose the entire Fang. One hero is better than many. It's more notable. People expect the Dragon-Blooded to work together. If I could pin it on Pyres, he's got a good face for it. He's charismatic, a leader, and possibly I'd be able to convince him that he deserves the credit.
I don't understand how this would help people think that this place is like overrun.
Because the House of Bells needing a story to explain how an anathema could have infiltrated it, that's one thing. Explaining how they needed a student to take it down is another. It makes the house look weak. It makes it especially weak when Pyres is destroyed by another anathema, possibly looking for revenge.
That's great. This is fucking
This is
great.
fascinating. Sorry. Oh. This is fascinating.
No, I disagree, Gale whispered. I can't even believe we're talking about this
This is
right
a
now.
thought exercise, Pyres.
I don't
not a
know,
thought
Pyres.
exercise.
We've talked about letting certain people run off into the woods undefeated. We've led other people into the woods without sounding the alarm. Why is this your limit, Pyres? Why does this cross the line when the other things didn't?
I'm being told today that I can no longer trust Commandant Nuven. Before today, my view of this situation, Commander, was that, like the Commandant said, we had to keep this under wraps so that we could prevent exactly what Siontel is saying.
I'm not
That
going to
we
slip
would-
a dagger into your ribs. I like your ribs. I want to keep them where they are.
Thank you. That's very kind.
But that's how I do it. Don't you understand? I make a martyr out of you.
Yep.
And in doing so, the House of Bells falls.
I can't stop myself from dying!
Yes, you can.
No, you can't!
You can. Because you've already made sure that the person most likely to kill you would never do it. Because she loves you.
Oh.
She swore an oath to stick by you.
Thank you.
It's that easy. Centuries of a vendetta falls down because of a smile and a promise that maybe somebody will actually give a shit about me.
We do give a shit about you. And it's the hair.
Look, not to downplay you, but if you're the one linchpin in this whole plan, then unfortunately their plan sucks.
I don't think she is.
That's closer to what I think is correct. Remember that if I don't succeed, but somebody else somewhere, even if it's across the Blessed Isle, even if it's somewhere in somewhere else in the realm,
It also means that whoever was given orders, Siontel was given orders, somebody else was probably told to watch her and either support her or take over if she is deemed unfit and deal with her.
I don't
have
know
to be
if that's
frank here.
necessarily true.
It's possible. They have an agent and an assassin all in one. Also, the plan that you just described sounds awfully similar to what Vieren was doing.
Yeah, well. Vieren's not just a pretty face either.
Is it possible he is a Celsi?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I mean, a month ago I would have been disgusted to find out that he'd be a Celsi. now I guess it makes sense, but I don't know. The only one who I know is a Celsi is my mother. The only one.
My
not
mother,
here.
Commandant
I was gonna say,
Newman.
she's not here at the House of Bells, right?
My mother,
Speak.
7 fingers.
Kathak Aresta. Dun-na.
Hey, that would be and scene. All right. That'd be great.
Bracken the third.
And no, Nuven's not my mother.
Thank God.
I'd like to propose another way of looking at this, which might be more likely. There aren't that many Celsi. There can't be. And if there are too many in one location, it becomes more obvious that we'd be caught. It's possible that I've been given this order, knowing that if I fail, at least they have their hands wrapped around 800 other throats. Just because the House of Bells doesn't fall doesn't mean that Fokuf doesn't have to watch his back, or one of the other academies. It's possible the vendetta doesn't ride on my shoulders, but punch enough holes into a ship's hull and eventually it'll sink. It doesn't matter which holes get punched.
I wonder how long it would take them to realize that you weren't following their orders. If there aren't many of them, they can't be watching you that closely. Their attention's divided.
There's always the chance that an order doesn't ever make it to me. There's the chance that I try and I fail, and they might appreciate the fact that if I couldn't do it, maybe I'd still be valuable somewhere else. Just because I fail one mission doesn't necessarily mean that I'm done for.
Right.
So that's another option. Go for it.
Right now, you have currently a situation that feels like it'll do the job for you and you can remain in the shadows. If the school comes out and denies everything, you can continue to pursue the anathema and, wait until the right moment to reveal it, except maybe that moment will never come in the way that would accomplish your mission.
Arresta's right. Because remember that I have to keep the vendetta going. If any action I take were to put the entire vendetta at risk, it wouldn't be worth doing at all.
Yeah, you can't just charge out into town and scream, "For Celsi! The House of Bells is falling!" Ah, like that would ruin everything.
Yeah.
For the record, I wasn't suggesting that.
No, I know. Oh, I know, Gail.
Gail just weeps.
No. But I prefer the let's not put ourselves into the thick of Tepet and every other pot if we can avoid it.
There is one thing that we can actually use here. We know that most likely no one else has been given this option, this order, which means that no one else is going to gun for Pyres' back.
Just Brevin.
Not for that reason, anyway. Got plenty of enemies.
Yeah, that reminds me. Do you like it when Brevin beats you up? Just out of curiosity?
No, it's a great question. No, I don't actually like it.
Does he like it when you beat him up?
I don't think so.
You know that romances have started with less.
He just doesn't respect me. And when I call him on it, he says that I meant to be something more. And I say, okay, here's something more, Brevin. And he spits in my face. Metaphors, not literally. Not literally.
I was about to ask if that's what you liked, if it was spitting in the face.
Sorry. I don't know.
I think he might
don't know.
respect you more than you think. But that's just me. I'm still hurt and I'm very drunk.
I think he knows how to get a rise out of you.
Yep, he sure does, and it's working apparently. I don't know.
I see what you did there.
What?
Rising.
I don't understand.
Temperatures, obviously.
Right, exactly. It gets me
Definitely
heated.
a fire aspect pun.
It really gets me going. You know?
I got the right temperature. Turn you on. Uh-oh.
Okay, Flavian, I think we've had enough tonight.
All right, take away the cup, give her another roll.
Here we go.
Soak it up, Flippin.
Roll, baby, roll.
Oh boy.
Just pour oil all over the bread. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, have, like, bread with, like, margarine all
Yeah,
over it?
fatty, carby, fatty stuff.
Yeah.
Is my understanding.
McDonald's.
I'm a bad drunk, okay?
Yeah.
Hot oil.
Anything else that I can reveal to you other than, you know, the fact that Pyres is simultaneously a linchpin and also, for some reason, he really likes it when Brevin spits on him?
Is there anything else you think we should know?
I don't have any intention of bringing the House of Bells down. I don't have any intention of doing anything other than graduate outside my hearth.
We're going to make that happen.
Well, you know, and I don't know, maybe destroy a couple of anathema along the way who are deciding to kill us. Or I don't know what's going on. It's all so messed up. I thought grades were important.
But then they back you into a corner and they say like, "Oh, don't kill this anathema, or else you'll knock down the whole House of Bells." And like, "Oh, but don't let them go either, because then." Yeah, I wish we just went back to like grades and stuff. That seems easier. I mean, not easier, obviously, for me, but like,
Easier.
you know, yeah.
I think I would
simpler.
be pretty furious if I had been quietly studying and writing papers and getting grades this whole time, only to find out that all of this had been happening behind the scenes without my knowledge. I would rather this. I would rather know.
I think that all of you need to look at it from another perspective. This is like extra credit. You're getting a better education than you would normally. You are going to be incredible on the field of battle because now you're going to be so fucking paranoid that no one will ever be able to betray you.
I agree.
Yeah, especially when I stab you between the ribs because obviously I can't trust anyone.
You can't stab me between the ribs.
No, I'm not very good with a knife.
I'd just run away. I don't think you could follow me. You're kind of stuck where you are. You're very good at not moving.
Are you challenging me to a race?
Race.
Race.
Is this a game of tag? Keep away? Capture the flag?
Water flows around stone, envelops stone.
Stone.
Rock slides are pretty
Moves.
fast.
Stone stays put.
Well, I'm surprised I've ever left the place of my birth then.
You only exalted later on. We know the story.
Ah, so I must have exalted right here in this bell tower.
We've managed to engineer very tiny little carts beneath your feet.
Oh, wow. Why aren't these being sold more often? That sounds like fun. Foot carts.
We could light the back on fire, make them sparkle a little bit. Be fun.
Earth style. You stay in one place, you get rooted. Nothing gets past you. Water style. I shift.
So you can get past me, because you shift.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Seriously, I'm not worried. We're informed and prepared, and yes, everything's going to hell, but at the same time, this is going to make us the greatest graduates that ever left the House of Bells, because we're also going to save it.
And no one will ever know.
Not one bit.
thought we were supposed to be here to gain prestige for our place in the houses.
You don't think that there's great prestige in graduating from the House of Bells?
With slightly lower grades because we're distracted by super secret stuff.
I will not let that happen.
They'll give us good grades. They'll be like, oh, look, it turns out that on your maneuvers, you saved our asses. I'll give you an extra point.
All right. We're writing a strongly worded letter to Newvin that implies we know what's going on. We better get good grades for it. That'll be our graduating.
Don't do that.
No?
No. Don't do that, Aresta.
Or would that be blackmail?
Oh.
Flip yet? living.
I'm just glad it's you folks, than not anyone else.
Not even Brevin?
Not even Brevin! I take my wine cup and I go to cheers Gale, who probably doesn't understand what's going on. Oh, cheers. Ow. Sorry.
Single Edge is nice, though. Don't, she's never tried to kill you.
She tried to sneak in for some fun times that I totally ruined.
What?
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 I wouldn't say it was ruined. I wasn't.
What happened?
interested
Where
at
did
that.
she sneak into our barracks?
I don't know if we have to.
I missed something.
I'm not sure if
I
we
didn't
have
wake
to
up.
talk about that or
Thank you.
anything.
Thank you, Scott.
Fires
What do you
protest
mean?
very
I
weakly.
slept through somebody infiltrated our barracks room? That
Yep.
means our security is
No, not the
compromised.
barrack, not the
Absolutely,
No,
Gail.
what-
That's exactly what happened. You need to up our security.
We do. We need to up our security.
But also develop a security system that allows wanted visitors.
You need to apologize to the poor girl.
Me? Didn't I?
So, it's not her fault? All she was trying to do was take care of a poor ailing pirate.
Yes, and I tried to say, oops, sorry, go ahead. And then she was like, no, too late.
Did you prevent somebody from sneaking into my room to make sure that I might, get a little help while I was convalescing?
I mean, I was around a lot. They probably just saw me and ran away. God, I really do make a better door than a window.
Well, here's to you, Commander Clamjam.
I mean,
Oh God, it hurts.
I'm laughing so much I almost forgot about that.
We're all going to
We're all gonna
die.
die. Oh, I'm fucked. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, we should bring you back to the site of the crime.
Yes, Garavel's going to have to touch you again.
Right. Why do I keep getting hurt?
Because you're also brave enough to get into it.
Or dumb enough.
You're also the face of this thing.
And you always punch the face first.
Always. It's very vulnerable.
Yeah, you go for the leader if in spirit, if not in technicality.
I'll remind you that part of the reason that you're so hurt is because you dragged me out of a burning forest to make sure I didn't die.
And
Loser.
I will once again accept your gratitude for that.
It might be the overwhelming quantity of ale that I've drank, but perhaps I'm just a little bit grateful for it.
You're open, Pyres. In a way that's honest, but in a way that also leaves you exposed, and that's not necessarily... I'm not telling you to close off and not be you.
Fire burns very bright.
One of those flaws that we all told each other to be aware of or whatever. So, I think
Yeah,
we're
that was
learning
here.
that you're open. That if you're gonna put yourself in harm's way, we should be there with you.
Let's get you there so that we can hopefully make it so you don't have to spend the night, and then we can still make our class after we do our jumping jacks.
And bonus class.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Traitor to the realm has to clean up. She gets up,
Oh
pulls
God!
Pyres up to his feet.
Yes.
Let's go. Claps you on the back. I mean, she's not incredibly strong, so it's not like a big oof like if Aresta potentially clapped you on the back.
Whoa.
But then she starts to like sing an old fight song as she guides you down
yeah.
the stairs.
Pyres will raise his voice with hers. Sing as we go down the. I assume it's sort of like a spiral staircase.
She's something else.
That is correct.
But I've been a Fang longer with her than with you, so I guess I'm used to it by now.
You two know each other really well by this point.
Oh yeah, there aren't very many people who can get away with calling me a traitor to the realm, but you know.
I thought that was like, last one there is a rotten egg, so, whichever one of us is slowest has to clean up.
Well, if we all leave here, then we can't clean up.
Yeah, so I should
I'll
clean up.
clean up. I want to erase our tracks. This is like the only place I can think of where our conversations won't be overheard. Hopefully, in theory.
Okay, you can clean up. I'm not a track coverer. Brr.
What?
We'll see you later, Commander.
And I'm gonna take the barrel and put it back wherever we ditched it last time.
There's like, basically it's where all the
Yeah,
other
it's like the
empty
recycling
barrels
bins or whatever.
and the
Like
recycle
yeah. Yeah.
It's a little one, but on top of it is a giant cask. Like I jammed in at an angle.
The Cooper.
I was thinking of like a big boulder, and we're just hiding them behind it.
Oh my god. A bush.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Ress is gonna take a stroll outside. Take the outside route to along the outer windows of the barracks. Their barracks.
So Vivienne, as she's guiding Pyres to the infirmary, you're going to be all right.
Thanks. Some days it doesn't feel like it, but something Aresta said actually just made me think about something Brevin said that made me think about something I was thinking about. I'm sorry, I'm sure you're not interested.
What were you thinking about?
I was thinking about openness and vulnerability as a weakness, and I think it's a strength, but it isn't always. Removing your armor in combat can give you a tactical advantage if you're faster on your feet. But is there a situation, a calling, a devotion, where removing your own emotional armor makes you better, more likely to succeed?
Maybe. I think you're thinking about this very, very hard. And it's kind of cute.
Hey, thanks.
I think that you're the best Pyres you could be. Because you keep trying to be a better Pyres.
Gotta keep working towards it. Gotta keep impressing those fifth years, right?
I don't even remember your sister's name.
She'll let you know. She'll make you remember, don't worry.
Sure.
Wait, no, hang on. Really? Like it's not in your head all the time? Kavak Moral, the vanguard of the East.
Is
Kavak
that her name?
Moral.
Morale?
Yeah. You don't know her?
Pyres is so much better. And only one syllable. So much easier to remember.
It's one syllable. Whoa.
We're so used to
It
going
feels like two.
higher.
No, it feels like two. Yeah. Sorry. That's a whole other thing.
I mean, it's a diphthong. Okay.
I'm a
My
what?
diphthong. Whoa.
Don't call me a diphthong. You're a diphthong.
I'll show you my diphthong. All right. Okay.
Are there
Okay.
any other questions that you have for me? While we're here cleaning up.
Did you notice that none of the questions were, can we trust you?
I was gonna be that.
I mean, Pyres at one point started freaking out about the fact that I was going to kill him, but
Said you were gonna kill me.
I mean, I'm not going to kill him.
I think he was disturbed by how good that plan was. And for the record, it was a really good plan.
I guess maybe you're just rubbing off on me.
Gale blushes and starts like sweeping a small pile of crumbs into a napkin. Funnily enough, this is the most sure of yourself I've seen you in a couple of days.
I feel exposed. And I can either shrivel or I can stand up to it. If there's one thing that I think I learned, and I'm not even really sure if this is the Sinus part of me or the Excelsi part of me, giving up just isn't worth it. You never know. There's always an out.
There's always another plan. We have to keep moving forward.
I mean, sure. I don't know how good I am at plans, but every once in a while I think of something.
That plan was really good. And I hate to say it, but it also made me get a little bit of respect for Viren. This whole... I didn't really understand people who were so occupied with how they appeared in the public eye. I thought it was always more useful to be the one behind the scenes. I still think that, by the way, but it's important to understand public perspective because then you're in control of the narrative. And I think that's going to be key for us right now.
Yeah. So where do you want the narrative to go?
I'd like to go up on my tippy toes and go to give her a little kiss on the cheek.
Yes, kissing Siontel's the best.
Kissing, smooching, Siontel's the best.
Smooching. Sorry.
No, it is kissing. It is kissing. That's one place I'd like the narrative to go.
In romance novels, that sort of thing happens. And either it leads to more kissing or it usually leads to somebody having something horrible happen to them.
Do you anticipate the latter?
Do you anticipate the former?
I would like the former. If you're, we just had a pretty intense conversation, so I understand. It's been a big day.
I feel exposed. But I'm glad you're the one seeing it. It's just me. Handy with a rack staff, and I can get into places that I'm not supposed to, and I do okay in my classes, and every once in a while somebody tells me that I need to do something horrific in order to make up for a botched assassination attempt that happened a very long time ago. And sometimes I just really, really want to know what it's like to feel your neck pressed against mine.
Gil's gonna move in at that. Oh my god, cats! You're ruining the mood.
I mean, I feel like that isn't the first time that's been said in the house.
It's got in the face.
Oh. To be fair, I guess I kind of hit myself in the face. We're good. Everyone's fine. Fuck.
I'm so sorry. So let's change that into another little head bump, reminiscent of the first time they tried to smooch.
You're better at it than I thought you would be.
This.
I mean, I had to get everything ready. I had to go into another room and I had to light a whole bunch of candles and I had to put on a dress.
I'm not used to being ambushed. It's very difficult to ambush me. In fact, that was an well executed ambush of candles and a beautiful dress.
I'd rather be better at the kissing part than at the killing pyres part.
Is it wrong? This is going to be weird. Is it wrong that you explaining your plan was like very sexy? I know because it involved Pyres' death, which is not. But it was a very well thought out plan, and it got me excited.
You thought I was sexy?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I will tell you every plan under the sun. To hear you say that one more time.
I look forward to hearing them. Goop.
What was that?
I was like, goop.
Okay. I look forward to hearing that.
Swallowing sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, how's that?
We're going to put a pin in that for a second. We're going to go back to Aresta.
Just walking outside.
Talking about killing.
So as you are walking around outside,
Incredible.
you see that the excitement over the library is starting to fade. Students are returning to their barracks. The faculty has, convened quick meetings.
I mean,
Bracken is nowhere to be seen, although she's probably still inside the library.
Mm-hmm.
And then standing and then walking next to you is Leanne.
surprise.
Good evening.
Wild, huh?
Have you heard anything about how it happened?
Officially? No. Unofficially? They're saying that it's probably either Juin or maybe it was someone trying to capture her. There was something perhaps in the library that she was trying to get.
What do you mean captured you in? She has been missing since the fire broke out in the glade. What do you mean capture?
We don't know why she's missing. She's missing, Viren's missing. Either they're chasing each other or someone's chasing after them both. Look, I only know what I'm hearing.
No, for sure. Just... God, we lost... I mean, we found each other, me and my Fang, right? But we lost 2 faculty members in that fire. Like, they disappeared, right? It's not like they're dead. We would have found bones or whatever.
They're not dead.
Exactly, but like they're gone, and now this.
Yeah, it's not good. It's definitely not good. That's probably part of the reason why so many of the students are going to be going out on maneuvers. 5th years going out to sea. I know that the 2nd years are probably going to be doing a long march across the Blessed Isle, so that sucks.
No, you get to see the Isle. You get to taste all kinds of different dishes and
Marching sucks.
oh, marching absolutely sucks.
I'll tell you one thing though. You really can't let people know this came from me. Nuven and Bracken, they've been together in that library ever since. No one else has been allowed inside.
I mean,
I was the one who had to tell the rest of the faculty that they weren't to go in.
Commandant and the librarian. Makes some sense.
Yeah, but they've been in there for an hour.
They're the right 2 people to be doing it, at least.
Keep it up. One day you're going to be commandant of this place.
That's an interesting venture. I had thought I'd see the world. At least some of it.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. I've never been off the Blessed Isle.
I'm fluent in river speak,
River speak, eh?
language of the common folk.
You gonna head out to make yourself known along the eastern rivers? You gonna conquer Lookshy?
Go wherever the realm sends me. But
So you want to be the person that the realm sends, not the person who makes the sending? That works.
Gale's the one to figure out who to send where. Pyre's the one who to say it and convince everyone it's the right idea.
And what are you? Then why do they call you commander?
Because I'm stable. I'm predictable, I'm reliable. Pyre's is...
You might be a lot of things.
Excitable.
Predictable isn't something that I would say.
Pyre's is exciting.
Yes.
Thanks.
That's not necessarily the right choice for a commander.
I mean, you could command me.
He could command half the school.
Anyway, I better get going. Don't worry.
Like give her a little gentle.
So there's
very gentle bump.
so there's a little bit of like a oh senpai, and then she like goes away.
Yeah, I guess I'll meander, or at least inside of the library, just to take a look at it, take it in when there are fewer people gathered around.
While you're outside, one of the lecturers points to you and says, "You should get back to your barracks for now. There's nothing to be done here, not tonight."
Yes, sir. I'm gonna stop in my tracks and take a moment to just look at it.
Surprisingly, it doesn't look as bad as you'd think. I mean, there's still no window, no glass in the windows, but it seems that they've done a pretty good job of trying to keep it aloft. I mean, they are exalted.
Yeah.
Some people buy craft charms. Yeah, your anima would be dimming at this point, Pyres. So.
Thank you. Craft.
And
Craft myself
then I guess
a
I'll
coin?
make my way back to the barracks.
When you get back to the barracks, there is a note that's been pinned to your door. It's got a little flag on the seal. It's addressed to you specifically.
Huh. I will head into the barracks and read it.
Game 5. Arresta versus the entire school. No.
Yay!
Picks up
Fisticuffs.
her box of creative books and just plonks it down on top of her. Just like,
Honestly,
I'm not
money's on arrest.
give up on everything.
No. It is from Bracken.
Mhm.
Apologies that your book got put in danger. Perhaps I have something to make it up for it. Make it up for it? Perhaps
What?
I have something to make up for it. When you go inside on your bunk, there is a book. It's the previous book written by the same author, the one that had come before.
I perch myself up in bed and start reading.
You're going over to
Garavel's, yeah.
Garavel to just get a tip tap of healing, and
If he doesn't ask, I'm not going to say nothing, but I will tell him what I know about Brevin. Also, just as a quick PS, I can't seem to update my my anima to glowing.
I'll
but
take
I think
care
I
of
should
it.
be at glowing. Thank you. Thanks.
I gotcha. You got to stop this. You're already hurt. You can't start trying to fix things with your body until your body is mended.
I don't really know if I... Look, I can lean on the mind of other people in my fang, but like I have to rely on myself, sir, at some point, and my body is what I have. That's my asset.
You're lucky that I still owe you. He sits you down, and vines start to crawl up from the floor, wrapping themselves around your legs and then slithering up, underneath and over your clothing. Instead of it feeling like constricting, like it's not like a creepy, like, oh my god, it's more like a warm enveloping. The wood feels alive, like it has a pulse. Heal 4 health levels of damage.
Whoa. Thank you.
That puts you at what wound penalty?
0. No.
I'm not actually sure here. Hang on. I'm going to heal 1 of those and 3 of those. It puts me at -0. But I have to log back in. But yes, I'm at 0. I have 1 level of lethal.
Right. So you still have 1 health level marked against you, but that's your -0 health level, right?
Correct.
Yep. Okay. Your
Once I log back in.
Congratulations, you are more effective.
You can
Yes,
do
super
things again. Let's
effective.
celebrate by fighting Brevin.
So he sighs for a second. I know that you were in the library shortly before it went up. You weren't the one who did it. Do you have any idea who was?
Honestly, I'm not sure what I can say.
What, as in you're forbidden from speaking?
I'm not forbidden from speaking, sir. I'm just not sure if I can make sense of what I saw.
How are you holding up?
It's been a rough few days.
Normally you're allowed to recuperate before you start going out and getting bashed up again. Make sure to take the time to heal your mind as well as your body, alright?
think you and I both know that there's a situation right now that means we need all hands on deck, sir.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
What I'm going to tell you might deflate your ego a little bit, but you're still just a student, Pyres, and there are many students here at the House of Bells, any one of which might be just as willing to step up and take the place of heroes to defend against threats, foreign and domestic. You're no use to me dead, and you are no use to me so curled up into yourself that you might as well be. You must heal. And that does not just mean your body, but also heal and heal. Do you understand?
How do you heal?
I talk to people when I need it. I don't stay quiet. Staying quiet, even though every single book out there is going to make you look like a hero, is just another way for you to keep hurting yourself.
I don't usually have a problem with being too quiet, but I appreciate what you're saying, sir.
You can stay here if you need to, but you don't have to. It looks like you're ready to go, and she might need some help getting back to her barracks.
How is Fliv doing?
I don't need any help. It's fine. Everything's going to be fine. I brought you here, didn't I?
It's true. I feel like you probably could have
You
carried
see?
me, honestly.
I was the one who was responsible. I can get back to the barracks. But there's no reason for you to stay here.
Would
Single
you-
Edge doesn't know where to find you.
Ah, okay, exactly. Would you escort me, Flivia?
And Garavel's just like, I don't understand, but he's gonna be the cool person who's like, I'm not gonna poke into this, and
Cool dad.
takes you and pulls you away.
We're headed back up to the barracks, I imagine. Flivia, unless she has somewhere else to stop in, I certainly do not have anyone that I want to see right now.
No, I think that maybe a good time to lie down would be a good time to lie down.
This is a good time to lie down.
See?
Sure.
I come up with the best plans. Gail Whispered has to watch her back.
You should be the commander.
I should... No.
Why not? You don't think you'd be a good commander?
I think that I wouldn't be a good commander for you.
Really?
And I don't think I could command the rest at all.
That's a good point.
I can't move her. Water smashes up against rocks.
I think you said water went around rocks.
I lie. And then she
water
starts heading
smashes-
back to the barracks with you.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Gail
where
Whispered,
we're-
anything that I need to know from your end?
Gale is comfortable continuing to escalate their situation if Ciantel is.
My God.
So that's where that's at.
So there's an urgency with Ciantel, not like we got 5 minutes, but
What was that, John?
5 minutes and counting.
Yeah, I mean, this is just.
Oh God.
fuck. Thanks, Siri.
Oh,
Right, your usual timer of.
5 minutes.
Oh, it sounds like you're having sex again. 5 minutes and
Do you need help with that? No, I don't need.
Great Foley work.
Captain's Splooey is
Captain
correct.
Splooey.
Sorry.
Oh,
I can't read.
good
apparently.
God. Perfection.
What did you say, Ciantel?
No, what I mean to say is that as you continue escalating things, she's more kind of like like it's more like she. How do I put this and not make it sound strange? She needs it more and more. I'll put it that way. Like the giving and receiving of affection is something that she starts to kind of up the intensity alongside the escalation, until it meets perhaps its reasonable conclusion. Assuming that that's where you're at as well.
Yep.
Okay. And then afterwards, she pulls herself up to a sitting position, wrapping her arms around her knees in the bell tower. Was that part of the plan?
That was improvisation based on changing circumstances.
So that's what they're calling it these days.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
You know, I don't hear that very often.
I am not great with words. I'm better with my hands.
Yep, you are.
Hey.
But I worry that if I tell you that as often as I think it, you'll think that the word won't mean anything anymore. But you're beautiful. I mean, especially right now, but you make the uniform look good, but you know.
Jeez. I don't even know what to say.
You know, if you'd asked, I'd have said that we're not very good at this kind of thing, but I think maybe we're perfect at this kind of thing.
I think anyone who says we're not is stupid.
I'd say that we'd show them, but I don't want to show them any.
No. We have to get going, I guess.
Do we?
Arresta's gonna be worried about us.
Everything. I assumed that this was going to feel a lot different than it did. I assumed that the moment that this happened, that I'd be a different person. That I would walk forward and I would feel like I was a woman and not somebody pretending to be one, and I don't feel that different.
I think you changed before this. Or maybe you didn't change. Just your perspective.
Maybe this doesn't define who I am, but just in case, I'd really like to try again.
I think it would be good to make absolutely sure. We should have all the data available to us.
All the data.
Mm,
So much data.
so much data. All the data.
And at that moment, you hear the door to the bell tower
Oh,
open and close. And Santel, like, suppresses a giggle, but there's still just like a shit.
I'm gonna need to find another place.
No. We don't have to find another place. We just have to get out of here, and we'll have to gather data somewhere else.
Oh God. Oh.
Close.
Close.
Oh, the
Crumbs.
the rush dress. Like, oh man.
Oh yeah.
Over the side. Let's go. So you both kind of go over. Now you can literally just like, bust a moat and like, then land nice and softly. Right?
Sorry.
For anyone who didn't catch that, Scott said, "I thought you already did," in a really creepy way.
I didn't say it in a creepy way.
No.
I probably
Suggestive.
did. Let's be real.
John, is there any way that I can do that, but like also help her, or would it just be like, "Fuck you"?
But
Good looking down for me.
when she jumps out, you see that her hands start running along the vines that grow on the outside of the bell tower, and just every time she starts falling a little bit faster, her hands just catch a little bit on each vine as she slows her descent enough that she just hops very lightly and lands on the ground. Back to the barracks then. And then just as a very there's not even a moment's hesitation this time around, but she just moves and she corrects one errant hair and puts it back into place.
Gail kind of like touches her hand as she's there. Just in a stroking motion. Sorry.
We should head back.
Yeah.
It's okay, there's always another day.
I have another plan to figure out now.
I look forward to hearing
New locations.
your strategic analysis. So you've now all managed to make your way back into the barracks. Book. Flavienne is now. She looks quite peaceful.
Oh, good.
Well, that's nice.
She doesn't snore, but she is asleep.
I was gonna ask if she needed like help with anything, but nope. Just
No.
straight to bed.
No, she
straight
can
out.
handle it, but like she's just like, I'm tired.
Yep. It's just horrible.
Jesus Christ.
Any specific yes. The Commander's Gambit.
May.
Any comments to anybody? Any smart ass things that you need to say to each other?
They have to be smart ass? Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'll take a look at Pyres when he comes in and maybe be like, looking good or something in response to his being fixed up.
Yeah. Thanks, Commander. New book?
Yeah. Sorry for almost destroying your other book. Here's a secret prequel.
It's fun. She leave you any like I don't know, detailed plans of attack for how we're gonna get out of the situation, or?
I mean, if they're in here, I need to get to the end of the story to find out, right? I'm sure it's,
understand.
Subtly hinted at through this entire story.
Well, don't mind me. I'll just rack my brain to try to come up with something, and
You're going to
Probably.
sleep.
yeah. No, I'm gonna sleep, and I'm gonna relax and heal my mind, and maybe think of how we're gonna try to handle this, Commander.
Shall I take you to your special lesson at this point?
Ooh,
Special
yeah, I think so.
lesson.
Do you have anything else?
Do you folks notice when we get back, by the way, that anything is untoward? Or are
I
you, like, good
would
to go?
love to, because okay, look.
All right,
I
we'll go
feel-
back to this. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, no, I need to read intentions. So I guess when you guys come in, I'm just gonna like nonchalantly, glance up. Oh, hi. Were you guys taking a midnight stroll, or were there secret plots you had to attend to?
There was a lot of planning we had to attend to.
Clean up
Secret.
the bell tower.
Right.
Cover our tracks.
You're right. Cleaning up.
Exactly.
What kind of planning?
Intricate secret planning.
Uh-huh.
It took a very long time.
Did it? Read intentions? I'd love to know if Gale has any hang on, do I know these? I'm just gonna check. I'd love to know if Gale Whispered has any intimacies of relating to like passion or romance.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know.
I'll give you 2 dice for your stunt. What is your current guile?
It is 3.
Are you doing anything specific in an attempt to up your guile?
Like Gale's whole personality ups her guile.
Yeah, I'm just not changing my facial expression at all.
Right, so Gale, okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so now we're guile's 4. Go ahead.
Excellent.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go.
That's
Yep.
double. That means that if you have 2, you'll have to reveal them both.
Perfect.
These are, relating to, I think I said passion
said-
or romance.
You said passion or romance, which I will allow as the same thing. For the
Would you-
purposes of this.
Fabulous. We have a minor crush on Sinis Cientel.
Oh.
She's still here as Sinis in my intimacies. That's cute. And then a minor intimacy, kissing Cientel is the best.
Oh.
So, what you've learned, essentially, the first one's pretty self-evident. You can't necessarily learn like the exact wording of that intimacy, but there's definitely like the impression that something went down between the two. That probably involved kissing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone down.
Well, Pyres is gonna make a big scene of it. Yet, no.
He's gonna choose his moment.
And then there'll be streamers and everything.
Like
No, not
Pukajutsu?
us. Yeah.
I, the Scarlet Empress,
Yeah.
hereby thank you for restoring me to the. They don't fucked.
Gale and Hotel had sex. Pyres, what the fuck?
Worship me, mortals. Rips off his shirt, runs
Worship
off.
me.
The Scarlet Empress just leans forward. Do tell.
I love a piece of hot goss.
Oh,
Incredible.
Live
That's
with
all
the
I
latest
wanted.
hookup news. It's Pyres with weather with Arrested at 10.
I love.
so what is Pyres? Does he change his facial expression?
I
Most
don't.
conditions.
Adorable, Matt. I don't know if he changes his facial expression. I think he might give you the slightest nice face. Like,
Oh no.
what? If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's okay. But
Oh
Brad knew first.
no.
That's it. I'm giving Gale a knowing look.
It's a good thing that she's very good at planning. Done with enough care, you get better results. Maybe you'll be able to learn something someday, Pyres.
I'd like to. We are at a school after all. I'd like to learn something.
We'll see if there's any hope for you to be taught.
I bet I'm gonna do pretty well tomorrow.
I hope so.
This is the problem with having a bunch of teenagers sharing rooms.
Oh, it's fantastic. I couldn't be happier.
Accurate.
Okay.
Good.
Now are
takeaway.
we going on to your...
Yep.
Max?
Is he in the box?
Yeah, sorry,
Lorx,
guys.
get out of there.
He was
Ah.
trapped. Excuse me.
That's all 3 cats that have made it now onto the stream.
That's
Yep.
correct.
Got a cat among.
Arista?
Hmm?
Guile Whispered? Pyres?
Sir.
Cientel? Flavienne? Is it all of you?
Yes, sir.
It's the thing.
Finding the lost hand. Do you prefer a different name? Never mind. Now, we decided that we were going to learn a bit about protecting one's mind. Yeah?
Yes.
Now, anathema have the ability to infiltrate, as it were. Now, there's two types. The first, just sheer strength of personality. Right? Now, Pius here, he's already got some of that down. Sometimes it's just that they can look quite pleasing to the eye. Sometimes they've got good mouths on them. Sometimes they have good ideas that seem quite reasonable at first. But for that, you just need to be able to temper your own expectations. Right? Anytime that somebody's trying to influence you, you need to be able to secure yourself knowing what you already know about yourself. And you have to understand that if you're dealing with an anathema, they don't actually have your best interests at heart. Right? Who has your best interests at heart?
Ourselves and each other?
Well, that's a good place to start. Thing is, it might be different from day to day. So you need to secure yourself in what you believe in. Now, maybe that is your hearthmates, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with some hearthmates. But if it's your hearthmates that are currently causing you to question yourself, you might be able to remember a favorite lesson, a book. It could be the words of someone dear to you who spoke to you. I don't know if you have a great relationship with your family, your house of bells. But it's in securing yourself to your past that you can help protect your future.
Notes.
It's not quite that simple. Pius,
Sir.
you ever had someone reach into your mind, twist it, pull it out, rearrange it, and then stuff it back in?
Not in the way you're describing, sir.
Didn't think so. Gail whispered. Same question.
No.
Barista.
No, sir.
And he goes to the other two as well. And they're like... I should point out that Siontel is no longer doing the whole like, I'm going to stand away from Gale Whispered because I don't want it to be obvious. And it's more like, I'm going to stand next to Gale Whispered because I like the way that I feel when I'm next to her. So that's how that's panning out.
Yay.
Yeah, sometimes it's not as reasonable as just looking at someone and thinking that they're attractive or that they're smart. There's more to it than that. There could be an element of sorcery or of supernatural ability. Remember that they're exalted just like you. Just because we call them anathema doesn't mean that they don't have powers of their own. Doesn't mean that they aren't powerful.
That's why they're dangerous.
Exactly. Which means that you're going to have to strengthen your mind to whatever they might be able to attack it with. So, I've arranged to give you a bit of a demonstration.
Sir?
Now, who wants to go first?
I want to know what it's like. Surprise.
Can I read intentions on this?
Oh, yes, you may. This would be a very good time to roll read intentions. What are you trying to find out?
I'm trying to find out his intentions for the scene.
That is reasonable. What are you doing to read those intentions?
So, I'm watching if he was looking at any of us in particular when he was soliciting volunteers, to see if maybe he was hoping and assuming that Pyres would step up.
Classic.
Go ahead and roll. I'll give you 2 dice for that. His current guile is 3.
Gale.
It's 5.
His intentions for the scene are to protect these 5 students as best he can, knowing that they're looking for trouble. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I'd like to make eye contact with Aresta and give the smallest of nods.
Sorry.
Are you familiar with arm wrestling?
Of course. All kinds of wrestling, sir.
So he chonks his hand out in the standard kind of arm wrestling.
He's like a veteran, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a chance of potentially winning if we're doing an arm wrestling?
Well, so if it's
competition?
straight up arm wrestling, what is your strength?
3.
He looks like he's probably
Can you
either equal to you or maybe slightly better. So there's a chance, yeah. It wouldn't be the equivalent of you like going face to face with Aresta. Aresta would beat you 10 times out of 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially because she could literally just be like, "Don't move, arm," and then it just wouldn't move. That would be that.
Damn it! I'm never gonna win this.
It'd just be like, "Her," and it would just,
Wait until he's tired.
Probably
yeah,
snap my
exactly,
own,
and then thunk.
Oh, well. Okay. All right. Well, it's a demonstration, sir.
So he takes it.
Yep. I'm gonna clasp. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Now, convince me that I should let you win. And he starts to apply pressure with his hand.
Okay. Pyres is gonna lower his voice and just more intimately, kind of. He doesn't want the others to hear necessarily. He's gonna lean in and he's just gonna start basically whispering to Seven Fingers, "Sir, I need this win. It's not that I need to look good in front of my fellow fangmates. It's that I need a win for my own life. There's something that I've always needed to prove to myself, and I think in this moment, if you can let me win this fight, I will be on the path to being one of the greatest princes of the earth creation has ever seen."
All right. If I let you win, is that going to be worth it? Or are you just going to feel like I gave it to you and you didn't earn it?
Okay.
Slam!
Oh!
It was a good start. It's definitely a good start, but you're appealing to me emotionally. And I don't care about you. I mean, look.
Yeah.
I care about you, but I don't need to care about you if I'm anathema. Do I? I don't actually have your best interests at heart. So if you come at me with, "I need this," I'm not gonna care. And now you've given me a place where I might be able to find out the cracks in your armor.
But
Your
sir,
vulnerability makes you popular, but your vulnerability makes you vulnerable. Let's try someone else.
Clunk.
I'm like slump off back to my spot.
I'm telling you, I'm impressed. You actually did something instead of just tried to move me arm, which
It's hard.
would have failed.
Right. It's hard to negotiate with monsters, sir.
You just might be the smartest person in the room.
I look at Gale and I'm like, nope.
Now, convince me
She's looking at
to
Scantel.
let you win. And he starts applying just enough pressure that like it's on, but like he's definitely not committing to this.
So I don't push forward, but I start squeezing,
Okay.
very, very slowly increasing pressure.
Just like crushing his hand.
Like it'll eventually get there. But as I'm doing this,
Yikes.
I'm going to win this. Make it easy on yourself.
What makes you so confident?
I squeeze like quite a bit more.
Okay. He grits his teeth a little bit, but like he seems okay.
I've got the upper hand in this situation.
And what's that?
I can overpower you.
Guy whispered.
I have allies.
Knock her head off.
No.
I have allies.
You think your allies are out?
I'll relax just a little bit, but still
Yeah.
keep like a firm grip.
You think your allies are here to help you? Or which one of them can you trust? What if I've already taken him over?
You haven't.
And you believe that?
And I'm just gonna knock his hand down.
So, wham! And his hand like smacks into the table.
Nice.
Ow!
Sorry, sir.
No, it's alright, it's alright.
I have you outnumbered and surrounded. We have the advantage. Make this easy on yourself.
No. See, now, what you said might have been true. But whether it was true or not, you believed it. You didn't let me try to convince you otherwise. You didn't hesitate. Ow. Bloody hell.
Sorry, sir. Stand up.
It's the instant that you start letting yourself admit that you're weak, that you become weak when it comes to somebody trying to get into your head. Yeah? Your weakness is important. It's important to recognize, and it's important to use when it's appropriate. Sometimes the best commanders need to show vulnerability to know that the men and women can follow them. But when you're dealing with an enemy, that enemy, knowing your vulnerability, can sometimes be an opening. Specifically, not when it's just a battle of wills, but when it's in here or in here. Which means, Pyres, that your strategy would work if you were up against someone of the first time. Someone who was trying to use their force of personality to win you over. But Arista managed to win against the second time. Because while I can't interact and I can't debate with somebody who refuses to be debated with, it means that I also can't incise into their mind.
Right.
That's the best thing that I can teach you about the anathema today. Which means that I'm going to need you to start testing yourselves. The trick is that it's not strength that's going to win this. Convince the other person that you deserve to win.
Is it about deserving or the fact of the matter?
As much as it's going to sound a bit rude, when you're protecting against the second time, it's about believing in yourself, even if you're wrong.
Because that's how they are. Everyone thinks they're the hero of their own story.
That might be true. I wouldn't be able to tell you too much about the inner workings of an anathema mind. But I can tell you that if you're secure in yourself, even if you can successfully lie to yourself, it's going to protect you when they try to come at you from that supernatural angle. It won't help you if they're trying to come at you from the first, because they'll be able to find the cracks in your logic and take you down that way. But if they're already trying to batter you using their own force, You've already built the walls around your mind. And the walls, they don't have to be real. It's your mind. Look, a ship traveling on the water, that's real. The wood creaking under you, the salt spraying into your face, all that's real. But the walls in your mind, they won't help you until it's the most important battle of your life. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Now, you're welcome to come back anytime. I'll tell you what I can. Because I know I can't stop you from doing some bullshit thing, like going after anathema.
That would be unwise.
It would be unwise, and you should listen to your commander. But I know that if you're going to be stupid, at least you should do it with some supervision.
Someday we will be out there.
I feel like you should burst into song after that. Sounds like the perfect thing for like a musical.
Someday we will be out there facing down anathema, but we have steeled our minds because we are Bathema.
Afakaresta.
Right, so
We
it's a good thing
are.
that I'm not your high realm teacher,
No, sir.
but well done. You practice amongst yourselves, but you're gonna have to get to your first class. So hustle up. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Pyres, you stay
Yeah.
behind for just a sec.
Right? Step outside. That was too easy. Sorry, I whispered that was too easy.
Nod to that for sure.
Pyres,
Sir.
why do you think that you're so nervous all the time?
Why do I think that I'm so nervous all the time?
It's like I ask you to show me where to drive the knife, and you just rip open your tunic and show me your heart. What's going on, mate?
Appreciate your concern, sir. Nope. I was advised to talk. I'm gonna talk.
You don't have to talk. Just, there's only one other person who's asked me the sort of questions that your Fang has. In my entire time here, who actually committed to learning about the anathema instead of just stating what they do if they ever found one.
Who was it, sir? Would I know them?
Depends. Not quite sure how close you are to morale. Go on, get out of here.
Thank you, sir. And I'll lope off. Rejoin these folks.
And as you rejoin them, is there anything else that you need to accomplish right now? No?
You
Okay. That, however, is when you find out that your classes for today have been canceled
Never going to class.
because it's time for you to head to sea.
To the sea.
to see who?
And on that note, I think we'll end the session.
Yay!
there.
God. Oh my god.
To the sea. To the sea.
They're not on the boat yet. You have to get to the beach before you get to the boat.
Oh. Yeah, here's the beach. Now hop on the boat.
Next day.
He's very excited, guys. Just so that everyone has a bit of context, he brought his toy in and like dropped it at our feet and was just like, and then started biting.
Play.
And stuff. He was like, "It's time, right?"
He's so cute. Like, and he prefers it when Scott plays with him, and
Yeah.
so like sometimes I'll be in the living room and I just see him pass, dragging the toy with the stick behind him, walking off, like strutting to the office where I know Scott is. I'm like, Scott, you're about to get a visitor.
Every time. Absolutely.
So Aragorn asks, if we get a shipwreck, then is every episode a beach episode?
Yes.
I think by definition, eventually, it's either a beach episode or it's just a very, very wet episode.
Gilligan's Island. Okay.
Gilligan's Island? Is that what you said?
I didn't, but yes, that is
That's definitely
absolutely
what he said.
Gilligan's Island.
That's brilliant,
Here
Scott.
on Gilligan's Isle.
Oh, Lost Edition. Even better.
No, if it was Lost Edition, that means that I would have no idea where the story was going.
Okay.
Hey,
We got a
Lamau.
bingo today.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Was it the TV trope that did it? I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
Does that mean we get a
We do get.
You will get one extra Dragon XP for hitting bingo, which were bits during game, hashtag Chaos Cats, which happened like a jillion times,
A jillion.
party, green card, and reference to a teen TV show. What's the reference to the teen TV show? I know that you were stretching that a little bit, but I'm curious as to which one it might be. While we're getting that answer, I will ask what you learned today. We're going to start with Scott.
I learned that Siontel is part of a house that has a vendetta out against the other houses and has shadow agents throughout the realm, but that she loves us, and me more specifically. That's what. No, I'm sorry. I know I'm being ridiculous, but I am being
fine.
serious too. Like that's what I learned, that Siontel doesn't want to martyr me because somehow we've become attached to each other.
Oh, you're want a party player?
You're
Elizabeth.
Gail learned all sorts of things about Siantel.
Kate.
oh, there it is.
Resta learned a lot about where she feels she stands with real Bracken, and feels like she's starting to form a plan of how to move forward now. Whereas previously it felt like there was just too many questions. Now she feels like she's able to assemble some of it into a trajectory.
Cool. I learned today. I learned today that it can be, that I can be worried about a session being, very cerebral, very talky, very kind of figuring things out. But I can also see that it seemed to keep people's attentions. That sometimes it's worth setting up before a big deal. There. Scott, play.
What's the big deal?
Do you
What's the
enjoy it?
big deal?
Well, I know what the big deal is.
Well, I want to know. I'm gonna say actually, there was a moment in the. Please, yeah, tell me. No, I'm gonna say Aresta or Kate. Sorry, there was like a moment in the bell tower where I feel like you had a you just had a real moment of clarity as a leader. You kind of you were able to bridge the gap between the sort of heaviness of what Siontel was telling us and the sort of lightness of Flavienne, and yeah, you were able to bridge that gap and kind of bring us all together again. That was lovely.
Success.
Yeah.
Success area.
Success.
Kate?
Now there's the easy comment about it, what I loved about what Liz did today.
You're allowed to be easy.
That was all wonderful, but also I love that Gail always has the ability to come up with these huge, broad-reaching plans. It's like, yeah, fuck it, we're gonna find some other tepid person, and we're just gonna take redistribute the vendetta. It's just like, fuck yeah, Gail, nothing's gonna stop you.
Good.
That's right.
You gotta think big. Reach for the stars, Gail.
I just like the fact that not only are you highlighting her broad-reaching plans, but also her reaching for broads.
Oh boy.
Wow.
No, nothing. I thought it was pretty good.
Destroyed. Elizabeth.
Yep.
I loved Pyre's learning about defending his mind. And I feel like this whole episode a lot of people have been coming at him with this, why are you such an open book, Pyres? Why do you wear your heart on your sleeve, Pyres?
That's who I am.
Like we're quickly realizing that this is an advantage and it's something to be taken advantage of, as with Siantel's plan. So I just think that that's a really like great, because I know you're not going to let that impact how you play the character. I think that's fucking awesome.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, intimacies, right? We were talking about this ages ago. Like, having intimacies is a double-edged sword, right? You can defend with them, but the more things you feel strongly about, the more easy it is for someone to take advantage of you and leverage them against you. That's why I care about nothing. I just,
There we go. I mean, we got other things coming up throughout the week.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, if you missed Scott playing Roll for Shoes yesterday, that was pretty baller.
hey, thanks.
I don't know if they're I don't know if there's gonna be a VOD of that, but like, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll reach out and find out from a friend of the stream, Super Dylan, who dropped some bits in here earlier and rated. Thank you, Super Dylan. Whether there'll be a VOD, and I'll make sure to get that into the Discord. Yeah, it was. I don't know if the donations are still up right now, but you can head on over there and check it out. I also will be streaming in just a couple of days from now on Tuesdays at 1800. Sergey the Cosmonaut will be continuing his adventures in the Outer Worlds. He's going to make some kashish. He has to interact with the capitalist system just this once. Kashish, yeah.
Oh, kashish.
Hashish,
not
yes, not hashish.
hashish.
You're like, whoa, is that a currency out there? It's possible. And then, so he's probably going to take his skill set out to a distant space station. Probably with teaming with aliens or some bullshit. I don't know. Yeah, come join me on Tuesday. It's going to be fun. At twitch.tv/BiffTheBoss.
Wednesday.
I'm finally not a scrub.
Not a scrub.
It's been a long time since I haven't been a scrub, but I am not a scrub. I squeaked through with the Mario Kart challenges listed by Requiem. Still taking other challenges. Otherwise, I'm, there's other things in the backlog that we can probably pull out. But if you have a challenge for a scrub check, please by all means post it up on the Discord, twitch.tv/JohnVerrill on Wednesday. Let's see how fast I can lose my de-scrubbing status, because that's going to happen. Thursday, right here at twitch.tv/RPGClinic, we're going to have a look at, maybe we'll just make it an AMA.
Yeah.
We had a great kind of general Q&A. I think we might just keep going with that for a little bit. So if you have any kind of questions you want to come up with, please do. But also, if you want to ask me anything, Thursday might be a good time to do it. The only thing I will say, though, is I will not answer questions about this campaign. I'm not revealing anything to you little goblins there.
But yeah, if they want clarification on something that has happened that's a fact, that's fine.
Yeah, no, that,
but
but it's really more about
what's
general
the
RPGs.
secret with you in?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no.
It's really just more about RPGs. So we'll keep it a general Q&A. So that's Thursday. You want to talk about RPGs? You got a hot take you want to throw in there? You know what? I'll even encourage that. Bring a hot take on Thursday. Bring an RPG hot take just for yourself to throw out there, and we'll see. And if you want, you can submit them to me privately, and I can just read them out loud if you don't want to reveal your secret hot take, and we'll talk about it while we are doing that there. But then Friday, we got other things planned.
We do. If I can get Mass Effect set up in time, we're going to be starting it.
Who's the we?
Oh, fuck, it's coming out on Friday.
Oh, wait, no. We have no Scott on Friday, and I can't start it without Scott.
What? You could.
I don't want to.
That's fair. I understand.
So I'm going to figure out something else to play. I have a few ideas, and will it be 2 hours of Octodad if I can't think of anything? Quite possibly.
Probably, yes.
So, yeah, it's going to be something.
And I was just about to be like, oh, I'll come on with you.
Nancy Drew Doku.
Oh my god, it could be Nancy Drew. It might be
Saturday?
fuck that game though. We're gonna continue. Well, sorry, there's a rewatch happening at 11 Eastern, and then at 3 we're continuing the Secret of Shadow Ranch at 3 o'clock.
Hopefully I'll be back in time. I should be.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
And then
Are you?
Depending on when I return from my super secret trip that I can't tell anyone about, apparently. That evening, usually at 1700 at 5 p.m., I stream Arkham Horror, the card game with the crosshair. But stay tuned to the Discord for updates on that. That's the secret weirdness.
And then we will be right back here with episode 18.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
To the
boy.
beach.
Oh, we're getting so
Possibly.
close.
that's on Sunday.
Sunday. What did I say?
You didn't say a time.
Oh, Sunday.
Good Sunday.
1800 Eastern.
Thanks for being here, Krister. Yeah, this is a reminder for everybody that there are 4 episodes left now in season 1. And we'll see what happens depending on the release of ExalTwitch Essence's manuscript and whether or not we can get a hold of it, and a whole lot of questions. But there will be more Exalted. Don't worry about that. Special thanks, of course, to our mods. Today in particular, She Who Knows 10,000 Things. Aragorn has been here, will be here. So awesome. But Entropy's Disciple and Strength of Borders, Crosshair and Real Brick Wall, Class Axe. And thank you, of course, for the hype train at the beginning of the day. Lots of donated subs, lots of bits thrown out there. Kung Fu Fender's permanently unlocked another emote that he's allowed to use.
I mean, pretty fabulous.
All of this is pretty cool. But the coolest thing is just getting to see all of you and playing with all of you. If you feel like interacting with the game, you can create your own headcanon OC character, right? Like, you can do that. Join our Discord. There's lots of information on that, and they just comment on the game in character. It's cool.
Where were you when we split the party?
Watching.
Which choose your own
Waiting.
adventure
Yeah, which
did you
section of
follow?
the party did you follow? It's like a sleep
Yeah. I was
Thanks,
just,
of course, to the players.
Thank you for
thank
the
you
game.
to you.
Thank you.
Oh,
See you next time.
Bye.
au revoir.